Hello and welcome to Trial TV Live. I am the Squeegee of Justice. Thank you so much for joining us today as we are continuing our coverage of New Mexico versus Isaac Apodaca. We are in day 4. We are anticipating a very intense day of testimony today with a detective, Kiara, and a forensic scientist. I don't think all 3 will be able to testify in one day, but we know Detective Vigil will be testifying first. Possibly Kiara today, definitely tomorrow. So settle in, get comfortable, and let's get started.
No obsessions over you. Keep me guessing. What's your move? Something in the way you walk. Lose my grip when you talk that talk. You're possessing my point of view. Is that what you like? Girl, is that what you like? You can touch, I don't mind. If you break, you buy. Is that what you like? Is that what you like? Is that dress? It's too tight. Guess if that's what you like. Is that what you like? Is that what you like? Is that dress? It's too tight. Guess if that's what you like. Bada bada bing bing, bada bada boom. All eyes on you when you're stepping in the room. Little bit of vintage, little bit of new. Little bit of tension, little bit of you. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You can bring a friend, come and get it to the moment. Fly it to Japan, I'ma take you on a road trip. We don't got a plan, we can push it to the morning. Is that what you like? Girl, is that what you like? You can touch, I don't mind. If you break, you buy. Is that what you like?
All right, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. How is everybody doing today? Happy Monday to those that celebrate. What? Who's calling me? Who dare calls me? Somebody's calling. It is July 13th, 2026. We are very, very excited because Detective Vigil is scheduled to testify today in the trial against Isaac Apodaca. Kiara is to follow, and then the forensic psychiatrist. I don't think we're going to get to the forensic psychiatrist. I have a feeling detective is going to be, well, they're going to show Isaac's interview with the detective, and we know that was over 3 hours. However, state was saying they're only going to play about 2.5 hours. So if they're starting at 8:30 their time, 9:30, 10:30, 11, they'll be finished showing the interview, and then there's going to be direct, probably take at least another hour. That'll get us to lunch, and then cross may take another hour, redirect. So if we get to Kiara, it will probably be a little bit later today. She definitely will not be just an hour or two. Defense said that they expected a a very lengthy cross of her, which is absolutely to be expected. So I have a feeling, I have a feeling that will go into tomorrow. Now, just a heads up, tomorrow Comcast is supposed to be working. Another company laid fiber. We literally have a fiber line like 20 feet from our front door. Comcast is supposed to come in and do something. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but maybe they're going to be connecting it, I think, to a node. So that's starting at 6:30 tomorrow morning. So fingers crossed, by 10:30 they will be done. So if they're not done, we won't be able to stream. It's just as simple as that. So hopefully they will be completed by the time we go live. So with all that being said, welcome in, everybody. How is everybody doing? Let me see who is with us today. I can only scroll back so far. Little Lulu, hello. Bama Green Eyes, Deshaun, good to see you. Jennifer, good morning to you. Joe Schmo, great to see you. How are you doing? Just a Girl Baking, Scott, how are you? Misbehavin', great to see you. Horse Welfare, and where's Camilla? Where is Camilla? Welcome in our newest mod, everybody. Please welcome in our newest mod, Camilla. Let me see if I can find, there you are. Camilla was, we brought her on yesterday. We are so excited and thankful that we have Camilla on our as a mod. So please take a moment and And welcome in Camilla as our newest mod. Lori, thank you so much for your $10. Appreciate that. Excuse me, you guys. Sorry. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay. Seashell, how are you doing? Jenny Lynn, Kalia, great to see you. Selena K, good morning to you. Aussie Gardner, hello. AMB, great to see you. Just a Girl Baking, live, love, laugh, great to see you. Just Stephanie, Heidi, good morning. CDJ, good morning to you. Debbie, email has not come in yet, but let me... So Debbie sent a picture of her great niece and her pup. Aw, very sweet. And he's in his puppy stroller. Very cute. Thank you for that, Debbie. Ruth Ann, how are you? Great to see you. Jad Ziadax. Ladybug's mom, hello. Welcome in. Beach mom. Bama Green Eyes. William, great to see you. Kathy Davis. Terry. Kel Sides. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it. Camilla, yes, I'm so happy that you are our newest mod. Snap, great to see you. Kimbers, welcome in everybody. Kelly, you're still going after 38 years. Good. All right. Laura, Joan, Franny, BB Card King, great to see you. Thank you for joining us. JMS, Lori Scott, hello. All right. Karma Sassy, great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Mossy Mills, good morning. Holly, Seven of Hearts. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate your support and watching this trial with us. As I said a couple minutes ago, today is Detective Vigil. He interviewed Isaac. And let me see if we have a feed here yet. We do not have a feed yet. So he interviewed Isaac the day of. And we've been watching that. We did a deep dive and we watched that. And we showed it a little bit during lunch, I think Friday. We showed him his interview. We were just about to get to the text messages. So that's why we have the thumbnail as the text messages. Let me pull this over here. So this is a screenshot, as you can tell from his interview with the detective. So we're going to hear all about this, right? Today is Detective Vigil. And they'll probably get to Kiara a little bit later. And also, if you guys missed Saturday, we did a fantastic stream with Dr. Barry. We talked about Carlos Dominguez, we talked about Isaac, and we talked about Kiara. So, PJ on the record, a friend sent your channel to me. Love this channel and community. Thank you so much for that, PJ. Great to have you on board. Got Manners, hello from the UK. Hello, welcome in. Hey, Heather, great to see you. Yeah, so Dr. Barry and I did a stream, a dual stream. You could watch it on her channel. You could watch it on our channel. And she talked all about Isaac and Kiara and Carlos Dominguez. And we went into the whole schizophrenia and DID, and we had a really great conversation. So if you guys missed that stream on Saturday, it was like 2 hours, 2 hours, 15 minutes. So I encourage you to go check that out. It was a really, really great stream. Just a Girl Baking. Yes, that was such a good stream with Dr. Barry. Seashell, thank you for that. Camilla, wish I could say thank you to you all personally. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Joe, good morning. Excuse me. Hey, John. Glad you caught that as well. Let's see, Deshaun, yep, you were there. And Iowa Backyard Cam, good to see you, Dr. B. She had some really great insight. Joan, Saturday show was so informative. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed it. Good morning to you, Granny Debbie. Great to see you. Yes, let's take a minute to hit the like button. I see people are reminding everybody. Debbie, thank you so much for that. Appreciated that. Ionine, you lurked on Saturday. The stream was great. Let's Jane, good morning to you. Great to see you. Ruth Ann, how are you? How are you? Let's see what else. I9 tickling that like button. Good morning, Eva. Great to see you. Heidi, rewatching is absolutely worthwhile. Thank you for that, Heidi. Elizabeth, Hutchinson said he may not call Carlos. All right, interesting. GS, they should be starting in about 4 minutes, bottom of the hour, 10:30 Eastern, 8:30 local time. So they should be starting in about. Judge is usually fairly accurate with his scheduling. So yeah, we should be starting in just a few minutes. Katrina Bunny, good morning to you. Terry, you were there. You didn't chat. No problem. Iowa Backyard, you'll have to rewatch the beginning for the chat in case someone told me about the canned cat food distraction. Oh, wait. Did you send food too? We got it from Fur Babies. Fur Babies' mom. Thank you for that. Iowa, did you send money? Or I'm sorry, did you send? I didn't. I only got the one cat food. I only got one cat food today or this weekend. Sharon, thank you for the sunshine. Trial fan, great to see you, and thank you for that. Appreciate that. Shannon saying hello to Super Ball. She's here. She's right over in her little sling. She's relaxing. Trial fan enjoyed Saturday's stream. Nice. Hey Audrey, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Christine Fortunato, great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Seven of Hearts, which wish you could have caught the Saturday stream with the doctor, but I'll have to go back and watch it again. Yeah, no problem. Henrietta, the defense attorney said on Friday that Isaac is going to testify. He said they weren't sure yet. So that's still to be determined. I'm so sorry. Got a frog in my throat today. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said that it was still up in the air. I'm pretty sure they said that it was up in the air. Aaron's dropping that. If you missed our stream, catch the replay as we explore what makes someone cross the line and the psychology between the headlines, or behind the headlines, I should say. So if you want to check that out, there's the link right there. Thank you, Aaron. Christine, good morning to you. Christine Fortunato, we're covering probably Lindsay Clancy. I think that's going to be the next big one. Lindsay Clancy starts next Monday. Not obviously this week, but next Monday. So that's probably going to be the next big one. All right. Hey, interesting captures. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Snow Caddish, great to see you. Welcome in. Yep, he said he might. It's still up in the air. The defense doesn't know what their case in chief is going to look like. So it's still kind of up in the air. So he may testify. I can see him testifying. I think I can see him testifying and pulling the what he did, in the interview of like, I'm the victim, kind of thing. I can see that. I can definitely see him testifying. Her legal family, welcome in. Great to see you. Tao, great to see you. How are you? Deshaun, if he does testify, hopefully soon, it probably wouldn't be, the state's probably going to be done Tuesday because they have to get through a lot today. And then Kiara is going to be a huge thing for cross. And then this forensic psychiatrist. So the earliest the state would rest would be Tuesday afternoon, I would think. And then if the defense wants to wait another day, it would be Wednesday, or they could start on Tuesday. They could start Tuesday as well. So the earliest that he would get up on the stand would be Tuesday afternoon. Lisa, they usually sync themselves when testifying. I agree. I think Carlos is the only one that actually, saved himself, if you will, by testifying in the first trial. Hey, Peggy, great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you coming in. Let's see. We have Marianne. Buenos dias. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Trace on the case. Awesome. So good to see you. Boy, it's been a hot minute, hasn't it? Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Linda, good morning to you. Teresa, great to see you. I think Kiara's testimony is going to be pretty much the same as her interview. Probably. Yeah. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Hey, Lori. Good morning. Welcome in. Flower Girl, you think he'll testify? Trace on the case. You've not been watching trials lately. Just had a lot going on. Hey, no worries. Life happens. Life happens. Just always great to see you. Terry says, I wish Sergeant V. Hill would testify after Kiara. Let's see. That's an interesting thought. Because they have to set. They're doing the timeline. So technically, Isaac did talk to Detective Sergeant V. Hill first, and then Kiara. So maybe they're following that timeline, because he did. In the real timeline was Isaac spoke to Detective first, and then Kiara spoke. So maybe they're kind of following that. I don't know. Hey, Stacy, good morning to you. Great to see you. Katrina, I hopped in and out of this one last week, but seems like a very unhealthy relationship. 100%. This is a very toxic relationship. They were in and out, boyfriend, girlfriend. They even were engaged at one point. I have no idea why we do not have a feed yet. We don't have a feed yet, which I'm not sure why. Yeah, they were on again, off again. He was very well. He apparently, beat her up one day. It was April, I think, 2022. I think it was. I don't think it was. When was it? No, wait, hold on. Let me find out for sure. I don't want to misspeak. Yeah, April 4th, 2022. So this happened in. Let's see. This was. Hold on a sec. Let's see. This was in October, right? So this was October of 2022. So in April of 2022, her mom, Lanny, took Kiara to the hospital, to the ER. She was bruised from top to bottom, and she had a broken thumb. So he has that. Sherry, thank you so much for the sparkles. Yeah, he was definitely real happy. Great to see you. How are you doing? Kalia, is the music playlist posted? Yes, it is for members. It's a members only. You can go check it out there. So from April to October, so April, May, June, July, July, August, September, so that 5 months-ish, 5 to 6 months. He and his mom, Kiara's mom, Lanny, tried to, kick him out. And Kiara said, I'm going to go live with him. And that would be on the streets because he couldn't go home, because his mom had some health issues. So he wasn't able to go home. So Kiara's saying, well, if you're going to kick him out, I'm going to go live on the streets with him. So that was manipulative. So it was a very toxic relationship these guys had. Apparently, he was also trafficking her out. We heard that because Lanny, who is Kiara's mom, saw this guy on the coming onto her property, and she's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm here for Kiara. I'm here to do that with her." So mom knew that he was trafficking her out. So very, very, very toxic. Very toxic. Trace on the case. Unk alert. Thank you for that. Sweet Vampy, thank you for joining us. Katie, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, Camilla, your husband is here and asked, what song is that? Okay. Oh yeah. Did you drop what the song was? Is that What You Like by Aaron Premek and Eli Hooley? Thank you for that. I didn't even know. Katie, so everyone is excusing what Kiara did? I don't think so. I think she was just as manipulative as he is, maybe more so. I don't know. I don't think anybody's excusing what she did. I'm not excusing what she did. Debbie, yes, we know that you were traveling, and I know you had a great weekend. You sent some pictures, and let's see here. Let me just check on this feed. So I'm glad you had a good weekend. Misbehave, and if my boy had said, unless you let X stay, I will move out on the street with them, I'd pick up my car keys and say, where would you like to be dropped off? Exactly. Hey, Crazier Cat, great to see you. Northwest, good morning, good morning. Dave, yeah, I know, Mom. There's definitely some, I'm not quite sure what's going on with Lanny there, but yeah. Yes, Kelly. Yes, his sentencing is the 28th and 29th. It's actually 2 weeks from now. Wait. That's Colin Gray. Colt Gray. Yeah. Colt Gray took a plea. Is that next week? Is that happening next week? I did see that he took a plea in his sentencing. If that's next week, yeah, we'll cover that. And then Colin Gray's sentencing is the 20th and 29th. We'll cover that as well, for sure. Yes, we will cover that. Hey, Miss Bree, how are you? All right, we are waiting for the feed to kick in, which is very unusual. What is going on here? Now, the judge said he had like 5 hearings to take care of this morning. Let me just double check that. He has 4 hearings. So the judge said he has 4 hearings, but he still told them to get there at 10:30. Well, 8:30 their time, 8:15. So he may be running a little bit behind. Sherry, thank you for the high fives. Appreciate that. Angelique, good morning to you. Great to see you. Laura, touch the like button. Leave your touch DNA. Yeah, JMS, he had 4 hearings. He said he had 4 hearings. I'm just reading through. He said he has 4 hearings to take care of today, but he still wanted them. He still said get here at 8:15, 8:30, 8:30 start. So even though he had 4 hearings, he thought he could get them done. So he's probably just running a little late. Not a big deal. It'll give us more time to talk. Yes. Colt took a plea and he's due to be sentenced. Let me find out when his sentencing is. It just happened Friday, I think. It's going to begin July 24th. All right. So next Friday. He negotiated it's a non-negotiated plea and sentencing hearing beginning July 24th. He faces 55 criminal counts. So yeah, we'll definitely cover that. And then Dad is the 28th, 29th. So we'll cover that. I know we have Lindsay Clancy starting, so we'll have to do some juggling. Hey Donna, how are you? Good morning from Houston. Welcome in. Great to see you. JPC, thank you so much for the 5 Trial TV Live gifted memberships. See, Real Happy got one. 7 of Hearts. Awesome. Flower Girl. Trace on the Case. Mary Ann. Wow, everybody in chat got one. I love it when that happens. I love when we have people in chat actually receiving gifts. Thank you, JPC. Awesome job. 7 of Hearts. Real Happy. Flower Girl. Trace on the Case. And Mary Ann. Everybody got a membership. I love it. Love when that happens. Elaine, good morning to you. Heidi, I think that forensic psychiatrist will be very, very interesting. I agree. That one is going to be, and he's going to be their end. The state's going to end with that. So. Yes, Jane, he had 4 hearings. He had 4 hearings to deal with, but he still said that he was going to be ready for 8:30 start. 8:30 their time. Trial fan, you're watching some of the cooking videos. You have the exact same color granite countertops. Yeah, they're great. I love them. Absolutely love them. All right, we have a feed, so we can at least pull this up for you guys. All right. Yeah, we have a busy couple months coming up. We've got Tupac next month. We've got Mario Fernandez starting. Shanna Gardner is going to be in September. I'm going to be going to that. Courtney Clenny is going to be happening. We're not quite sure of the court date yet. Now we have Lindsay Clancy starting. We have Colt and Colin Gray sentencing. Let's see, next week into the following week. We got a busy schedule, you guys. I don't know if we're going to be dual streaming or what we're doing, but we have a busy schedule. Hopefully, you guys will be joining us for all of that. Shelly Beans sent the party hat. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Jeff, was Colt Gray's mother prosecuted? Not that I know of. I didn't hear anything. We'll do some more research next week when we get closer to Colt. Yeah, Colt's the kid, the boy who did it. Colin is the father. I don't think she was. But we'll do some research on that next week. We also have Carlos Dominguez. We're going to kind of pick up on him. Maybe after this trial's over, maybe Friday. I have a feeling. Even if the defense puts up a case, they'll probably be done on Thursday. So I think this case should be going to the jury by Friday, or Thursday or Friday. So, hey, Hellrider, how are you? Great to see you. Good morning. Welcome in. So we have a busy couple weeks into months. It's going to be busy. and Lindsay Clancy is supposed to last 4 to 6 weeks, which we think will probably be more like 3 to 4 weeks. So if she starts on the jury selection is the 20th, right? 20th? Yeah, 20th. So she may not have a jury until Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday. So she won't start till the end of July. And we have Colt Gray's sentencing. So I'm not quite sure how we're going to manage all that. We got to sort all that out. We may push Lindsay, try and catch up with her. We'll see how that works. I definitely want to cover Tupac, though. His jury selection starts August 10th. And then, of course, Mario's the same week. And then Shanna Gardner, I will be going to. So I'm looking forward to that. And for you guys just coming in, tomorrow, we had fiber cable laid on our road today, street, whatever, last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. I think it was last week. And Comcast is scheduled to come in tomorrow starting at 6:30 in the morning. So fingers crossed they will be done by 10:30. So they said we will be experiencing outages all day, which I pray will not happen. But hopefully they'll be able to finish their work by the time we start. Because obviously we do not want to miss any of this trial. If we are unable to stream, that day, obviously we'll do our best to get on either later that day or certainly the day after. So just so you guys know, if we are not able to stream tomorrow, it is because of Comcast. So just wanted to prepare you guys for that. And also for you guys just coming in, Dr. Barry and I did a dual stream on Saturday. It went really, really well. I had a great time with Dr. Barry. She's fantastic, great mind. And we talked about Kiara, we talked about Isaac, and we talked about Carlos. So if you guys missed that, it's about a 2 and 15 minute, a little bit over 2 hour stream, so not too long. But I thought it was very informative. I learned a lot. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. And it was good. Debbie, thank you for the 5 Trial TV Live gifted memberships. Appreciate that so much. Did you get anybody in chat? We got Midlife Mania, Allison, Meowing, Indigo Spades, Stubio, All right. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate that. Carol, good to see you. Welcome in. Kelly, I know. Well, the good thing is fiber is like right here. So now we just have to get it to come down from under $1,000. We got to get them down to like in the 200 to 300 range, and then we'll have fiber and we'll be happy. But there's another company that laid the fiber, so I'm going to reach out to them and see if we can get fiber. So if we get fiber, we'll be golden. We won't have any more issues, with our Comcast. So it's not too bad of a thing. Oh, Midlife, you just got a membership. Awesome. Thank you, Debbie. Really appreciate that. Starlink doesn't have the upload that we need. We've talked to Scott about that, Recovery Addict, and it's not, we need more power. We need more power. So I'm happy and excited that we have fiber. It's literally like 20 feet from our front door, just laying, you could see it. Obviously it's in its tube and everything. It's here. So we're excited about that. So we're hoping soon we can actually get fiber. Horse Welfare, thank you for the thumbs up. I love it. Thank you. Yes, everybody needs fiber. Make sure you have your fiber. Make sure you do you eat your fiber. Suber, how are you? Man, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Gosh, everybody's coming back. Gosh, you guys, I haven't seen you in such a long time. Thank you guys for coming back into the feed. CJ Sunshine, hello and welcome new members as well. I love it. I'm seeing all kinds of people I haven't seen in a while. The red membership, those are levels of membership, Deshaun. We have levels of membership. And it's like month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, that kind of thing. So, Seven of Hearts, you are moving to Florida in a few months. You're so excited to have fiber down there. Awesome. G.S. Smith, how do you get fiber anyway? It has to be laid. You have to have it in your neighborhood. If you're talking about that kind of optic fiber, if you're talking about fiber for your nutrition, then that's something else. Carlite, how are you? Good morning. Welcome in. Yes, fiber, internet or Cheerios, both are fantastic. Suber is always lurking. That's awesome. Well, it's great that you're coming into chat. I love it. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that. Good to see you. Elaine, it's going. We're trying to work with we picked a contractor, but we're trying to finalize it, and it's going, but it's not going. No, the wires. G.S. Smith. It has to be laid. It has to be in your neighborhood. It has to be laid, and they just now did it in our neighborhood, and they're connecting it apparently, I guess, to the node, and they have these amplifiers that they have to connect, and we're finding out all about the process. So it has to be first of all, it has to be in your neighborhood, and then ask your provider if you have fiber. Lindsay Lou, how are you? I did not mean to rhyme. I did not mean. Andriel, you love cinnamon apple oatmeal. JMS, I eat bran muffins for fiber. Mossy Mills, your neighborhood has fiber. Neighbors down the street can get it, but they said our row of townhomes can't get it for some reason. Doesn't make any sense. Comcast is terrible here. Yeah. Her legal family, Raisin Bran. Don't go chewing on the wrong sort of fiber. Exactly. Jenny Lynn, a catio, such a wonderful idea. My friend just converted half of their back deck into one. Yeah, we have, as you all know, Polly got bit by a snake, and she's been on house arrest. Everybody's been on house arrest since that happened. It's been like 5 weeks now, and 5 or 6 weeks. So we have an outdoor enclosed, outdoor overhead patio, really nice patio, but now we want to enclose that with mesh and build that into a catio for them. So it's a win-win for everybody because we can sit outside and not get chewed up by mosquitoes and deer flies, and then the cats can go outside and enjoy the outside. So quinoa's a grain, I believe, right? What is quinoa? I think it's a grain. It's not a grain. It's a botanically speaking, it's not a grain. It's classified as a pseudo cereal. Oh, here we go. All right, seems like we've got some action. So it's not a grain. All right. Barry, did someone say townhome? Yes. Iowa, when we got fiber, Mr. Iowa was so excited. We watched the entire process, and then we were one of the first to actually get the lines to our house. It took forever for them to flip the switch. Interesting. And there's that. Do they have ankle monitors? Northwest asks. I'm trying to think of something to say to that. No, they do not. Yes, deer flies. We have deer flies. Bad. All right. So here he is. You're right. It's not a catio. It's a studio apartment. You are absolutely correct. And we're gonna do this setup too. We put some items on our Paulie's wish list for like these steps and stuff that we can. If you guys go to the wish list, you'll see that we've put some things. Aaron put some things on over the weekend for the wish list, so we can bring this to life. Shannon, the kitties are doing pretty well. Yeah, actually, Paulie, Rafa's, I don't know. Sometimes I think he's depressed because he just sits by the window, but he does play. Paulie, I thought for sure would be more upset about not going out, but she seems to be adjusting very well. I don't know, maybe I'm just projecting. Of course I am projecting my human feelings onto Rafa, but he'll just sit at the window but he does play, but I want him to get outside again. And eventually I want to take like a good 20-foot by 10-foot space and just build fencing so they can go outside and, because it crushes my heart that Rafa's no longer going to have grass between his toes and Paulie won't be able to, well, she's never going to climb a tree again, but at least she can get out into the sun and, play in the grass a little bit. So those are my grand plans. Yeah, deer flies are like land sharks, circling around you until all of a sudden it's quiet, then ouch. Hey, Michael, how are you? Good to see you. K-Girl, good to see you. Suber is going to be in Australia next week. Are there any cases happening I should know? You're going to be in Australia. Wow, cool. Yeah, I think horse flies are a little bit bigger than deer fly. I think they're a little bit bigger, I think. Debbie, your pup is so tired from the weekend trip. He hasn't slept all weekend. He has slept since we got home. Yeah, no, that was great. They do have fake grass. Yeah, we'll probably do a little section of that in the patio, but ultimately I want to build like this fence. We've been doing a lot of research on this, and there's fencing you can get, and it would be perfect to build it off the one side of the patio and have it open for them. So I think that's where I'm leaning. Kelside, yeah, the tattoo under his right eye. He's gotten a lot of tattoos, as you guys have noticed. So yeah, the one under his right eye. I wonder if did he put makeup on, you think? Michael's saying hello. Isaac looks nervous with upcoming testimony. Well, I would be. Barry says, chat, remember everyone's presumed innocent until convicted and not a moment before then. No names or aspersions, till then, please, even if we know what's in his texts. And also, guys, a lot of new people have come in. Camilla is our newest mod, so please take a moment and say welcome in. A big Trial TV Live welcome in for Camilla for being our newest mod. Judy, are deer flies like horse flies? I think so, but let's see. What's the difference between a horse fly versus deer fly? What's the difference? They're aggressive biting pests in the same family, but deer flies are smaller. All right, that's what I thought. Horse flies are larger with clear wings. Deer flies are smaller. So that's what I thought. So deer flies are a little bit smaller. Horse flies are a little bit bigger. They both sting. I've been bitten by both of them multiple times. It's not fun. Horrible. I swell. They itch for like a week. It's just terrible. So a deer fly is smaller. Horse flies are much larger. Horse flies are much larger. All right. And hello, Crunchy Frog. How are you? Great to see you. All right. So everybody seems to be present. Let's let them.
Good morning, everyone. We reconvene in State versus Apodaca, D101 CR 2023-25, with counsel and Mr. Apodaca present outside the hearing in presence of the jury. Are there any preliminary issues for the state before we start with testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll be this morning, while we're outside the presence of the jury, seeking to move in some of the Facebook records. Your Honor may remember that in January of this year, I filed a notice under 119021 and 118036 regarding the Facebook records being admitted as self-authenticating records of regularly conducted activity under the rules. I have the certificate of authenticity of domestic records of regularly conducted activity from Meta Platforms, which preserves the Facebook records. It was signed in January of 2023 by Katie Newman, the custodian of records. I'd like to move those records in now under this basis, and then I will lay additional foundation as to identity of the individuals and usernames through Sergeant V. Hill.
Any objection?
Judge, so we've been working hard to go over what we believe needs to be redacted. There's one issue left in regards to that's what she's talking. Planning and conspiring.
We're on the Facebook records.
Oh, on the Facebook records. No issues with the Facebook records.
So they'll be. They are admitted. You'll have to again lay some additional foundation with the officer.
Yes.
Any other issues?
Nothing from the state. I believe defense has one on the defendant's statement.
In regards to the defendant's statement, Your Honor, we have concerns about when Detective Vigil was asking Isaac a question. He was asking leading questions as part of the interrogation technique that we're going to get into in cross-examination and possibly through Dr. Wellner as well. But he was basically talking about how Isaac could have been conspiring and planning to commit this this act, and we believe that that is legally conclusive statement, and it's somewhat testimonial and would be concerning. I think it's prejudicial to the jury, so we would ask that that part be excluded as well. We agree on everything else, Your Honor.
Ms. Murphy?
Your Honor, the line is, this is from page 54 of the transcript, is Sergeant V. Hill saying, okay, I don't know, man. These messages look a lot like there's some conspiring going on, some planning going on. What? And then Mr. Apodaca responds, from that point where I was telling you from, this is as Sergeant V. Hill is scrolling through the messages on the phone in front of the defendant. The defendant gestures to a portion of the messages that he says from there on down are not his. Sergeant V. Hill responds, well, even before then, it sounds like you guys are planning something, your fate getting thrown out, and what? So defense is objecting, as I understand it, to the comment, these messages look a lot like there's some conspiring going on, some planning going on, but that is part of a question that elicits a reply from the defendant. It is not a legally conclusive statement. It is a statement being offered for the effect on the party that elicits a party opponent admission. We believe that it's relevant for purposes of this interview. It's a piece of, there isn't a legal conclusion in that. Using the word conspiring doesn't automatically make it a legal conclusion.
Judge, so there's, if I may.
Go ahead.
Conspiracy is one of the, there's a conspiracy charge here that we're dealing with. If somebody were to go up on the stand and ask, so you committed manslaughter, didn't you? I mean, that would be legally conclusive language. So I think that should be excluded, Your Honor. I'm fine with what Isaac was saying and all of that, but I think in the minds of the jury, if they hear conspiring, they're going to be, he established now that there was a conspiracy here, and he's guilty of that, Your Honor. So I believe that is legally conclusive language. And also the planning, although, I mean, there's no actual charge of planning, but planning is kind of, can be looked at as helping prove aiding and abetting or accomplice liability, Your Honor. So I just think that general statement by the detective should be excluded, Your Honor.
The objection's overruled. The language, and you will have the opportunity to cross the officer as well as argue. The jury has to make a legal determination whether or not the evidence before them meets the necessary elements of the charge of conspiracy. There is a legal definition of conspiracy, and the elements are contained in the instruction. Using the word planning, it has a common use. Whether or not the activity or the statement meets, again, the legal definition is something that can be argued to the jury, and it can be made clear that they are the ultimate decision makers as to whether or not the state has met its burden in proving the elements of the charges. But the use of the language alone, the officer's not being offered, as far as I know, as a legal expert for definition purposes. He is a fact witness, and in this context, a fact witness to provide the foundation for a statement taken at or near the time of the incident. So, over objection, the language would be allowed to be played to the jury as part of the state's case in chief. Is there need for clarification?
No, Your Honor. Based on an additional redaction that the parties found yesterday, the disc is being reburned as we speak. We'll just need a brief moment for Sergeant V. Hill to re-review that and sign it, and then we are ready to proceed.
You said something else is being reviewed. Defense counsel gets to make sure that that has been withdrawn from the from the audio and video.
That's fine. I can show that to them. We worked on those timestamps. We had multiple conversations yesterday.
If you know the timestamps, you know where to look, and so it'll be quick.
Yes, Judge.
Any other issues for the state?
No, Your Honor.
Other issues for the defense counsel?
Other than we'll look for those redactions, as Ms. Murphy said, we were working late into the evening yesterday, going on with that. Okay. Thank you.
Our jury's all here. We'll bring them in and get started. Who's first up?
Sergeant V. Hill.
Okay. And how far into his testimony is the video going to be played?
About 15 minutes, maybe 20, Your Honor.
Is it here? We need the video here. They need to look at it before.
Yes. They are in this room right behind me burning it. Yes, Mr. Long will check.
Okay. Well, I want you to see it before we get started instead of having to stop and send the jury out and then bring them back in.
Totally understood, Judge.
We'll be in recess until you have a chance to look at that.
Absolutely.
Let me know. I'm going to step off the bench. We're in recess.
All right, so Sergeant V. Hill, I guess it's Sergeant Detective, Detective Sergeant. I'm not quite sure which order it would be, Sergeant Detective, Detective Sergeant. Anyway, Sergeant V. Hill will be taking the stand first, as we realized, as we knew, as we understood. I guess they're reburning a CD. So the state wants to bring in some Facebook records. And then they talked about the detectives conspiring statement. But that was with this interview. He says he's fine with Isaac saying what he said, but it's when the detective says, conspiring, he wants that out. Judge overruled that objection, and jury is there. It's after 9 local time. It's 11:05 here, East Coast time. And hey, Auntie Ree, how are you? Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Sidebar City, Joan says. This trial has had a lot of sidebars. I'm getting the impression, though, now we're in day, 4? We're in day 4. They don't do speaking objections. They just say, Judge, can we approach? They don't say objection, relevance. I mean, they have, I'm not saying they never say that, but it does seem like there's a lot of judges, sometimes judges will allow just speaking objections. Other judges, you just go straight up to the bench and talk. So it seems like this is more like, Judge, can we approach? And that's how they deal with it. Agent 333, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Debbie's saying, I see a lot of chat I haven't said hello to. Please forgive me if I haven't said hello. It's too much for me to send hello to you all individually. Just know I love you all. Let's see, my Rame. Hi all, been a long time. I've been here for different reasons, but here I am working again for this trial. Awesome, thank you. It's Detective Sergeant. All right, we'll go with that, Detective Sergeant. Thank you, JMS. Terry, I'm surprised we have not heard more jury questions. Yeah. Well, maybe for the detective, for Javier, we will hear, maybe the jury will have some questions, and or for Kiara, Holly, thanks for explaining that. I've never heard of that before. Crazier Cat, this is a sidebar occasionally interrupted by a trial. Miss Bree, will the evidence be strong enough for a conviction? Right now, I don't think they've proved that he's had anything to do with this. Right now. It's his text messages. It's going to hinge on his text messages and Kiara's testimony. Those two, obviously are going to be the big. She's going to be the star witness, and then followed by, because she's going to say, yeah, he did this to me, he did that to me, he said do this, he said do that. She'll be the star witness, and then his own text messages, which of course Detective Sergeant Javier Vigil will be the one that will bring in all these text messages, and then Kiara is going to say, yep, he did this to me, he told me to do that. So right now, I don't think they've, I would say not guilty, because I haven't seen any proof that he actually conspired and he said anything. So, but we know it's like this train. I made that analogy maybe Thursday or Friday. There's this train, you can hear it. It's coming. That train's coming down the track, and when it pulls into the station, it's going to be bringing a whole lot of energy and momentum, and it's not going to be pretty. So, sorry, I'm just checking some. All right. I have to reply to an email, sorry. All right. Yeah, so. Carol, good morning. Good morning. How are you? Heidi, the proof is coming with the last 3. GS Smith, we said Kiara's mom was getting impeached for saying she wasn't interested in armor. Yes. So impeaching means you said something at one point in time and then you say something while on the stand. So theoretically, you're under oath. You're not allowed to lie. So if you say something, if I said something yesterday and then today I say something different and you can prove that I said something different, that's impeaching. And sidebars are when they stop court for a moment and they go up to the bench. So sidebar is when both parties, defense and state, come up to the bench and talk with the judge. Usually, not usually, it is outside. The jury's still there, but the jury can't hear what's going on. Susan, you know it's going to be a good trial when Johnny Cash song lyric is referenced, right? Absolutely. Lori, I'm interested to see how Kiara acts now that she is hopefully on appropriate meds. Sherry, thank you so much for the 5 Trial TV Live gifted memberships. Susan got one. Suber got one. Holly got one. Agent 333 got one. Wow. Love it, love it, love it. Mary got one. I love it when people are in chat and they get memberships. You guys are on fire today. You guys are on fire. Love it. Love it, love it. GS says, so she could get charged with perjury for not admitting it. She could. Yeah, she could. If it's, if it's worth it. Yeah. If it's worth it for the state to do it, she could. She could get, absolutely. Michelle, look online. The perfect fence. Mine installed over the chain link fence. 4 cats going out. Okay, the perfect fence. Let me just do a quick search for that. Perfect fence. So I just have it. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Oh, it goes over. All right. All right. I'll look into that more. Perfect fence. Thank you for that. I'll check that out. That's kind of what I'm looking for, is just to kind of give them like a 20 by 10 outdoor, like actually truly outdoor in the grass, nothing above them. So I want to give them that. This chat is on fire, Camilla says. Lily Wayne, how are you? Welcome in. Golden Dog Lover, hello, hello. All right, let's take a moment to hit the like button. We have 247 likes. We have 439 of you watching. So if you guys are not in chat and you're just listening and or watching and you can hear me right now, please take a moment and hit the like button. We are at 248. We have 436 of you watching, which is fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Let's see if we can bump up our likes. We're at 249. Let's see if we can get to 250 before Judge comes back in. 253, awesome. We just smashed through 250. Appreciate that, you guys. Let's see if we can. Let's go to 260. Can we get to 260 before trial starts? Before court resumes? 261, boom, just like that. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Sherry, how are you? Great to see you. Debbie, you bought the kitties the tall scratching post. Okay, very cool. Thank you, Debbie. I go on Saturdays. I go to the post office on Saturday. So just so you know, thank you for that. Appreciate that. All right, Camilla, have fun with that. Welcome in, Joanne. Ed, how are you? Great to see you. Laura, woohoo! Touch DNA button. Touch. Give that button some touch DNA. 288. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Sherry, you doing better? Good to hear that. All right, Barry, we will see you soon. Tammy, you smashed the like button first thing this morning when you got to work. Been busy ever since. Aussie Gardner, go gadget. Nice. All right, so we have Detective Sergeant Javier Vigil. We are all very excited to hear his testimony. He's going to bring in the interview that we've been watching. We watched it on our deep dive last week. Was it last week or was it Tuesday? No, I guess it was Tuesday we watched that. Yeah, last week, Tuesday. We played a little bit of it during lunch on Friday. So I think a lot of you have seen both Kiara's and Isaac's testimony. Interview with Detective Vigil, so we kind of know what's coming. His text messages are really not good. He definitely is telling Kiara, use the blunt one, or it was really confusing because he said use the blunt one because it's not as sharp, or no, wait, it's sharper. I don't know. It was really confusing. Anyway, his text messages, if you are not aware of his text messages, they are pretty damning. That is probably going to be, if you talk about analogies of a nail in the coffin or building a brick, building the wall, that's going to be, if there's like 10 nails in a coffin, that's probably going to be like 8 of them. And then Kiara will be the final couple nails of what she says. She said, he said. It's going to be she said, he said. And then is he going to take the stand to rebut that? He's going to be like, no, I never said that. Because how can you prove that he said this or he didn't say that? You can't prove that, because it's going to be literally a she said, he said thing if he takes the stand and say, I never said that. But the text messages, you can't refute that. That's in black and white, if you will, or blue and white, whatever, the green and white, the color bubbles of the text message. So, we're up to 297. Awesome. Great job, you guys. Horse welfare, who will be the 299th and 300th? We're at 297. I see 297. So if we can get up to 300 before court resumes, that would be awesome. Katie says, it always amazes me. It's always amazing to me, people that do this stuff think that they are smarter than the detectives. I agree, 100%. Kaylee, how are you? Great to see you. Welcome in. JMS, the jury will see what a bad liar he is. Agree with that. Debbie, when you put the cat post together, I want to see it. I might get one for your kitty. I'm waiting to be ready. Okay. Yeah, no worries. Joanne, good to see you. Hello. Welcome in. Anthony, momentarily, they were reburning something with the interview. I didn't quite catch all of that. Maybe they redacted something. They're reburning onto disk. So not sure when. They didn't give a time. So not too long, maybe a few more minutes. Mama of a Medic, good morning. Very hot where you are in Canada. Laura's asking, how hot is it? You guys can do, if you do exclamation point, like if you do exclamation point, I think is it weather? I forget. Is it weather? I forget now. I should know this. I think it's weather and then weather and then New York City. Does that work? Did I do that right? I'm so lame. I don't even know. There it is. Yeah. Okay. So if you do exclamation point and then your city or whatever it is, so you see that I did exclamation point, no space, weather, and then New York City, and then it pops up your weather. So if you want to find out, or if you want to let people know what the temperature is in a specific place. We are at 318. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Debbie, we're 319 now. 319. John's going to Wally World soon, but not down the red rum aisle. Kelly Wood, good morning to you. Welcome in. Great to see you. Horse welfare, thank you for the stars. Agent, you got to rescue a frog out of the pool. Riley, good morning to you. Your DNA on the like button on the way in. You left your DNA. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, Deshaun. You got to, Deshaun, do that and then put a city or something afterwards. See what Aaron did. Weather, Buffalo, New York. And then it pops up. So do the exclamation point weather space and then wherever you want to put it in. We are not, Anthony. We're not going to cover Tyler Robinson. We're not going to cover Tyler Robinson. Debbie, thank you so much for that. 10 Trial TV Live gifted memberships. Thank you so much. So welcome in all you new members and make sure you thank Debbie on your way in. There you go, Sally. See, exclamation point whether, and then the city or state or wherever your location is, and then Citrus Heights. There you go. So just make sure you put exclamation point whether, and then a space, and then wherever your location is. Joanne, what are we waiting for? They're reburning a disc, and then I think that's just it. They're just reburning a disc. There you go, Mossy Mills, Portland, Oregon. So 60 degrees. Holly, there you go. Houston, exclamation point, Houston, Texas. And, why didn't it show up for Holly? Holly, I don't see it showing up for you. You need a comma? I'm not sure, Debbie, why it didn't show up for you. Oh, Shirley did one too for Julietta. Holly, I'm not sure. I didn't see yours come up. Judy, there you go. Debbie, thank you for the membership. What a fantastic way to start your otherwise crummy Monday. Aw, sorry to hear that. Aussie, there you go. Yeah, so Aussie didn't put a comma in. Holly, I'm not sure why yours didn't come up. And William's doing Avon Lake, or just Avon. There you go, Avon. Camilla, welcome back. Theodora, she got 30 years. She got 30 years. But she hasn't been sentenced yet. She has not been sentenced yet. She has to be sentenced. She has to testify first. She has to testify first before she can get be sentenced. Iowa backyard in Iowa. Super Bowl, come on. Yeah, me. Peggy's doing fluorescent. It comes up Colorado. There you go. Ooh, 55 degrees. That's chilly. That's chilly for us. 13 Celsius. I mean, that would be really comfortable, actually. All right, Super Bowl. You cannot sit there. Come on. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Go sit over here, dude. Go sit over there. All right, see. Yeah. Well, you could do a city like kind of close to you. You could do like a city like 20 miles away or something like that. But you're right. You guys are all doxing yourself. CJ Sunshine. I think you have to do a city. Put a city in there. Do like Santa Fe. Let me do Santa Fe. What's the weather? Santa Fe. I'll do New Mexico. Let's see what comes up. All right, I'm doing Santa Fe, New Mexico. Let's see what comes up. All right, so see, I did weather, Santa Fe, New Mexico. Oh, Santa Fe, Argentina. There you go. So I asked for Santa Fe, New Mexico, and it gave me Santa Fe, Argentina. So our weather bot isn't quite as accurate as we want it to be. Shirley Knott says, your Pippa says hello to your kitties. Very sweet. Hello, Pippa. I like that name. Stella, Boston, 80 already feels like 100 degrees. Oof. Maybe Megan, good to see you. Lady Di, Prince George of Virginia. Prince George, Virginia gets you Prince George, Canada. Not even close. Let's see, Heidi's trying for Amsterdam. Let's see if that comes out. Heidi, I don't see it. Dragonflies, Charlottesville. There you go. Charlottesville worked. All right, Aaron's trying Santa Fe, New Mexico. Did that work? Nope. Santa Fe, Argentina. Yeah. And Scott, same thing. It doesn't like Santa Fe, New Mexico for some reason. I don't know. See, maybe Megan, maybe not. Let's see, you're doing, is it Ponca City? Let's see, did that come through for you? I don't see that. Didn't come through for you. Sorry about that. Steve, you're in Albuquerque. It's going to be 90. Jadzia Dex, I did the nearest big town 6 miles away. It's definitely not a city. Lady Di, yeah, gave you Canada. Well, it's not always accurate. All right, here, Aaron's trying again. Santa Fe, New Mexico. Nope, Santa Fe, Argentina. Just does not want to give us, doesn't want to give us. It does not want to give us New Mexico. Christchurch, New Zealand. Let's see if that comes through for Iowa. Oh, there, okay. Christchurch, 44 degrees. All right, Heidi's going to try again. Maybe just try Amsterdam, Heidi. Try Amsterdam. Try Amsterdam. It does a space. Try Amsterdam. Misbehave and you may have broke the weather. Awesome. Kelsey, your little town didn't work. I know. Well, there's Las Vegas. Scott, you were able to get Las Vegas. All right. Fort Worth. Did Fort Worth? All right. Michael got Las Vegas. See, Golden Dog, you're going for, is that base whore? Sorry. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. All right, there you go. 81 degrees. Lady Di, you like Prince George, Canada better than Virginia? I don't know why I keep showing Argentina. It just doesn't want to cooperate today. Oh, there you go. You got Megan got that. That worked. Santa Fe's 50 miles from Albuquerque. Canijo, New Mexico. El Canijo, Mexico. So not New Mexico, but Mexico. I don't know what's going on. Fort Worth, let's see. Elsie, did it get you Fort Worth? Flower Girl got Colorado, or yeah, Boulder. The weather, Congo. Let's see. Did the Congo work? I don't see the Congo. And Amsterdam. Sorry, Heidi. It's not working for you. I don't know why. Debbie, put your do an exclamation point, then weather, and then put your location in. Or if you don't want to dox yourself, put a location close to you. Tammy got Dodge City. There you go. Northwest got Butte, Montana. Real happy. Did you get Tennessee? Did you get Nashville? Oh, Truth or Consequences. Scott got Truth or Consequences. Golden Dog Lover, you're close to Leavenworth. Misbehaving. You put in the quaint town of, I'm not even going to try that. Is that your cat just typing? I think that's just your cat typing. I don't think that's a real town. I think that's a cat typing. I think that's a cat. That's just a cat typing. Christy, Greenville, North Carolina. My sister lived in Greenville for a little while. There you go. You got that. That worked. All right. Katrina's trying Montreal. So glad we can entertain ourselves. Yeah, why not? Lily Wayne, thank you for the finger heart. No, Santa Fe, Argentina. Did not work. See if Katrina got Montreal. I don't know why it doesn't. I don't know why. And the North Pole. So it got the North Pole. Wow, it's 55 degrees in the North Pole. It is 55 degrees in the North Pole. That just blows my mind. How can it be 55 degrees? 55 F, 13 Celsius. How can it be? What the heck was that? That was not me. That was not Super Ball. Was that you, Super Ball? I swear that was not Super Ball. It is weather bingo. It is weather bingo. All right, we got Queens Village. We got Flint. All right, Queens Village came up. At least Queens Village came up for you. Oh, Debbie, you got to put a space in between the weather and Rochester. You got to put a space in there between Weather and Rochester. Sherry, stay hydrated. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you. Stay hydrated. Definitely. All right. I think that's the judge coming back. All right, judges.
Let's go back on the record one more time outside the hearing in presence of the jury. Did you have an opportunity to view the video?
I did, Judge. We are okay with everything.
Okay. Jury's right behind me. Anything else for the state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll bring him in and get started. Would you come and wait up here?
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
All right.
You may be seated in the courtroom, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if everyone in the gallery would check your electronic devices and make sure they're off. Let's go back on the record. We reconvened this morning in criminal cause D101 CR 2023-25, State versus Apodaca. And we continue in the state's case in chief. Ladies and gentlemen, the attorneys and I have spent some time this morning. I finished up the other hearings I had to do, and we spent some time organizing the day. We've got a lot to get through today. So just a heads up to that. We'll probably take our morning break in about an hour and 15 minutes, and it'll be real short. Again, if there's anything that you need during the course of the day, please let the bailiff or myself know. Ms. Murphy, who's your first witness?
Javier V. Hill, Your Honor.
Sir, if you'd face me and raise your right hand, I'm going to place you under oath. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please have a seat.
Good morning.
If you'd start by stating your name for the record and spelling it for us, please.
Yes, my name is Javier V. Hill, spelling of the first name Javier, last name Vigil.
Ms. Murphy.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What do you do for a living?
I'm currently employed by the City of Santa Fe Police Department as a sergeant.
Talk about your background and training and experience. I assume you graduated high school?
I did, yes, locally from Apodaca Valley High School.
After you graduated from high school, what did you do?
I immediately went into the United States Marine Corps. I went in and enlisted. My enlistment started in 2011. During that enlistment, my primary occupation was a military police officer. So in 2011, I became a certified military police officer and attended their police academy. And then I concluded my enlistment with an honorable discharge in 2015.
Did you deploy at all during your time in the United States Marine Corps?
Yes, I did. In 2012, I deployed to Afghanistan.
Thank you. What's your educational background after high school?
After high school, after I was employed with the Santa Fe Police Department for a few years, I recently concluded my bachelor's degree in criminal justice in 2025. And then I carried on to recently complete my master's degree in management, and I was conferred in April of 2026.
Okay. After leaving or being honorably discharged from the United States Marine Corps in 2015?
2015, yes, ma'am.
What did you do?
I sought employment and was able to secure employment with the Santa Fe Police Department, my current employer, and I was hired as a patrol officer in late 2015, early 2016.
As part of becoming a Santa Fe Police Department patrol officer, did you undergo any sort of training or academy?
Yes, I did. My pathway was a little bit unique as far as becoming certified as a New Mexico police officer. I attended what's called a certify by waiver training. And what that essentially means is that I did not have to attend a full police law enforcement academy because I already had law enforcement experience through the United States Marine Corps. So I attended, it was an approximately 3-week training that primarily consisted of learning how local state laws and statutes and city ordinances work, particular to the city of Santa Fe and the state of New Mexico.
Thank you. How long were you on patrol once you joined the Santa Fe Police Department?
I served as a patrol officer from approximately late 2015 to 2020.
Okay. And after being on patrol for approximately 5 years, what did you do?
I tested and was selected and promoted to the rank of detective. I served a short period of time, about 4 months, in the property crimes unit, and then I transferred into the violent crimes unit around the same period of time, around 2020.
After testing and applying and being accepted as a detective, what, if any, training did you get in investigations?
Investigations, like a lot of law enforcement, your training is constant. There's always something new to learn. Laws are always changing, and there's always self-improvement that could be had through training. So particular to a detective, virtually all detectives, at least in my experience in the Santa Fe Police Department, we will attend some sort of a basic investigator certification. I did that in 2021. And then moving into the violent crimes unit, because we do have the tendency to work cases such as this one, homicides, violent felonies. I had the privilege of attending a couple different homicide investigation courses. One was in Littleton, Colorado. It was a 36-hour course. That was more of a basic homicide investigation course. And then in early 2023, I attended an advanced homicide investigation course in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Additional to that and relevant to this case, I've attended an interview training as well as a mobile device investigations training.
The jury has heard that your title is now sergeant. When did you promote from detective to sergeant?
I tested and promoted to sergeant out of the violent crimes unit in April of 2024. When you promote to sergeant, at least in our agency, you go back to the patrol division. You'll serve as a patrol sergeant until you could stay there until you promote to lieutenant. What I recently completed, I tested and was moved back into the investigations division as a detective sergeant. That was about 3 months ago. So now I'm a supervisor in our criminal investigation section.
And so it's your job to supervise detectives, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And are you part of any other extracurricular aspects of your agency? Do you do anything outside of your role as sergeant?
Yeah, specialty-wise, I joined our department's Special Weapons and Tactics team, SWAT, in 2017 approximately. I've maintained that and continued as part of our SWAT team. I still currently am. I became the SWAT commander about 3 years ago.
Thank you. What was your rank and what unit were you assigned to in October of 2022?
On that date and time, I was assigned to the Violent Crimes Unit.
Sergeant Vigil, what is your role in this case?
My role in this case, I am the case agent of the case.
What does that mean to be the case agent?
Well, the case agent has accountability for the full case. Basically, all the investigative decisions or the main investigative decisions funnel through the case agent. So this includes but is not limited to conducting interviews, completing various search warrants, ensuring that relevant evidence is maybe sent for DNA, latent prints, various examinations. In a number of words, it's to do your due diligence, to do everything reasonably possible to ensure that the case is investigated thoroughly.
Do you do every single step of the investigation yourself, or do you work with your colleagues?
No, I do not. So part of the Violent Crimes Unit, there's a number of us assigned to the unit, and we, I'd like to think of us, or when I was part of that unit, we would be a team. As you can imagine, these cases can be quite complex, and some of the investigation is time sensitive. So especially when there's a homicide or a major case, we will lean on each other and ask for help and delegate different tasks. But it is the case agent's ultimate responsibility to make sure that these tasks are completed correctly and thoroughly.
Thank you. Let's turn to this case. When were you assigned or notified that you would be assigned the homicide case involving Grace Jennings?
Well, on that day, October 29, 2022, it was my day off, and I had been activated for a unrelated incident, a SWAT situation that had concluded just before this incident had occurred. I was getting ready to go home for the day, and I was contacted from my supervisor at that time, Sergeant Lisa Chaplin, and she informed me that a possible homicide investigation had occurred at the address of 5941 Jaguar Drive, and she asked if I would be willing to voluntarily go out there and start the investigation.
Okay. And did you do so?
I did so, yes.
All right. So once it was assigned to you to start the investigation, where did you go or what did you do?
Well, I felt the best thing I could do was go directly to the scene. I'm more of a visual person, so I wanted to go over there and get kind of a lay of the land, so to speak, and see what was happening. When I arrived on scene, I met with the sergeant on scene at the time, Sergeant Roberto Rodriguez, who is now a lieutenant with our agency. I kind of got a brief and a background of him, of what had allegedly transpired. I learned that a deceased body had been located within a detached garage on the property, 5941 Jaguar Drive. I came to learn that the body of the deceased was Miss Grace Jennings later on. While I was on scene, I noticed that patrol officers had secured the scene. And when I say secured, that can mean a number of things, but essentially what happened was they put crime scene tape around the crime scene to preserve it pending a search warrant so that we would have the legal authority to go in there and process and examine the scene. So I did a walk around of the scene, ensured that a crime scene had been established, and then I learned that that at least 2 people had been taken back to the Santa Fe Police Department pending interviews.
Who were at least 2 of those people that had been taken to the Santa Fe Police Department for interviews?
Mr. Isaac Apodaca, the defendant in this case, who's currently in the courtroom, sitting at the defendant table wearing a black jacket and a red or maroon tie, as well as Miss Kiara McCulley, who I was told at the time was a possible suspect.
Okay. And you beat me to it. Can you go ahead and let me know if Isaac Apodaca is present in the courtroom? And since you've already identified him, could you just point to his general location?
He's right there.
Okay. Your Honor, may the record reflect that this witness identified Mr. Apodaca?
He has.
Thank you. Okay. So after walking the perimeter and getting briefed, what did you do?
I proceeded back to the Santa Fe Police Department. I knew at this time that 2 critical things needed to happen. One, a search warrant for the address needed to be completed, and the interviews needed to be completed of Mr. Apodaca and Mrs. McCulley. I delegated the completion of the search warrant of the property to not a violent crimes detective, but he was a detective that was on call at the time. He gave testimony earlier this week, Detective Jared O'Leary. He was tasked with or delegated to complete the search warrant of the property so that I could focus on any necessary interviews at the police department.
Thank you. Prior to your interviews of Isaac Apodaca and Kiara McCulley, was there anyone else that you encountered?
Yes, there was. The victim's mother was at the police department. Putting myself in her shoes, I have children. I felt she deserved to know as soon as possible that her daughter had been found deceased. So I met with her very briefly at the police department to unfortunately give her the bad news. And then just to get a little bit of background on who everyone was. I wanted to know if she had any knowledge of who Mr. Apodaca was, who Miss Kiara McCulley was, what their relationship was, how they knew her daughter. And the reasoning for this was so that when I went into my interviews with Mr. Apodaca and Miss Kiara McCulley, that I would have a little bit more of a contextual background as to what was going on.
Thank you. Who ultimately interviewed Isaac Apodaca?
I did.
Was there anyone else present with you?
There was. Detective Mariah Gonzalez. She's no longer with our agency, but she was present for that interview. She was very new to the unit. It was maybe her first or second week in the unit. So she sat in on the interview purely as a spectating / training, learning viewpoint. I do not recall her asking any questions during the interview.
Thank you. Where at the Santa Fe Police Department was this interview conducted?
The interview was conducted upstairs on our second story. We have a interview room, in our criminal investigation section that is recorded with both audio and visual.
Do you recall approximately what time you began your interview of Isaac Apodaca?
Yeah, it was approximately 2:41 p.m. in the afternoon.
Okay. And you were personally in the room with him?
Yes.
Okay. Did you notice anything about his appearance or demeanor?
Yeah, he seemed nervous, which isn't abnormal for anyone, going through a situation like this or being interviewed by police. He was calm but nervous, but he did seem coherent. He was speaking to me clearly. I did not observe any indicators of him being impaired, either by narcotics or by alcohol. Yeah.
Prior to the interview, did you take him anywhere else in the building?
Yes, before the interview, and because our interviews can sometimes become lengthy, I would make it a practice to ask anyone I would interview, hey, do you need the restroom? Do you need a drink of water? I believe I took Mr. Apodaca to get a drink of water before the interview.
Okay. What was the first step in your interview?
The first step of the interview, especially because there was so much unknown within the investigation, I felt that it would be wise to advise Mr. Apodaca of his constitutional Miranda rights. At this point, I did not suspect Mr. Apodaca of being a suspect, but just in case there was something that would come up that I maybe wouldn't know, I didn't want to interrupt our interview process, so I felt it would be appropriate in this part of the investigation to advise him of his constitutional rights.
Okay. Did you utilize any documents while you Mirandized Isaac Apodaca?
Yes, I did. At the Santa Fe Police Department, we have a form. It's called an advisement of constitutional rights forms, or an advisement of Miranda rights, something to that effect. And it lists out all of your constitutional rights one by one. It very clearly and articulately states them. And then there are areas for the person you are reviewing the rights with to initial that they understand every single one. And the purpose of this document is to make sure that the rights are very clearly explained to the person you're explaining them to, but also to ensure that they understand them.
Thank you. Did you preserve the Miranda form or advisement of rights form that you utilized and Mr. Apodaca signed?
Yes, I did. After it was signed and after the interview, I submitted it into evidence at the Santa Fe Police Department.
Okay. Did you alter or tamper with that document in any way?
No.
And we can review that document in a little bit. You've mentioned that your interview was recorded?
Yes.
Were you wearing your department-issued body-worn camera during your interview with Mr. Apodaca?
I had it on my person. I detached it from my person and I set it aside on the table so that it had a better view of Mr. Apodaca.
Was it operational on that date?
Yes, it was.
Did it capture video and audio of your interview with Mr. Apodaca?
Yes, it did.
Okay. And did you record all of your interactions with Mr. Apodaca?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What did you do with the footage from your body-worn camera from your interview with Mr. Apodaca?
I docked my body-worn camera and then it uploaded to our Axon evidence database system.
What do you mean you docked it?
I docked it. We have docking stations or areas. Think of it as like an area where you can take our body cam device and you can plug it in. And then when you plug it in, it transfers any recorded data onto our cloud's Axon system so that the evidence or whatever has been recorded can be preserved. Simultaneously, the devices get any firmware updates or software updates so that they stay operating accordingly.
And did you alter or tamper with that footage in any way?
No.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
I'm approaching you with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 86. Do you recognize State's Exhibit 86?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It is the body-worn camera footage that we were just speaking to of the interview with Mr. Isaac Apodaca.
And how do you know that's what's contained on this disc?
I just reviewed it earlier now before and signed and dated it with today's date.
Other than some redactions that have been agreed upon between the parties, does this disc fairly and accurately represent the video and audio footage that you personally observed and heard in real life?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit State's Exhibit 86.
Any objection to 86?
No objection, Your Honor.
86 is admitted.
Move to publish, Your Honor.
Yes.
So, Sergeant Vigil, how many clips are contained on State's Exhibit 86?
There's 3 separate clips.
And if I could just ask for IT's help, I think it's easier to publish this off the drive. It'll have less lag. Let's begin with clip number 1.
Okay. So kind of going back to last night, to yesterday, you guys are all hanging out. You, Kiara, Grace.
One moment. If I could have IT approach one more time.
Just waiting for the audio was there. We just need the video. So IT, get your AV person, audio visual. IT, come, we need help.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes, come on up.
Paging IT, paging IT. Paging IT. IT, please come to courtroom 102. All right. Yes, Seashell, we definitely need the video. Audio is not going to cut it. We need the video. All right, so there's going to be 3 clips. They're playing the first one. First of 3 clips. Isaac appeared, he was nervous, which he says seems normal, but he was also calm, coherent. He did not seem impaired. He started the interview around 2:41 p.m. He had to tell Grace's mom, unfortunately. She was at the station. So he told her, and he got briefly got some background information. He was involved in a SWAT incident before. It was his day off. We knew that. We knew it was his day off. He was involved in a SWAT incident, and then he was ready to go home, and they were like, yep, nope. You're not going anywhere. Go to this. And it was a Saturday. Pretty sure it was a Saturday. So, Jennifer King, welcome in. How are you? Good to see you. Pammy. Only glitch in this case, IT. They need Aaron. Right? Yep. Get your popcorn ready. I see everybody's getting their popcorn ready. Dizzy Lizzy, hello, how are you? His voice was very pleasant to listen to, just saying, but I think his interviews were overall well done. Yes. No, when I watched this for the first time, his interview, I'm like, oh man, I knew he was gonna testify. He has to testify, right? He's the one that's interviewing the defendant. So I'm like, oh, I can't wait to hear him, because I thought he was incredibly professional, and then B, like, he was funny. There were moments in time where he's like, are you kidding me? What's this? Brittany? Who's Brittany? He's like, come on, man. You know? So I was looking forward to this day when I watched his interview with Isaac. So, oh, and they shut it all down. Oh no.
Okay.
Come on,
So,
IT.
Sergeant Vigil, we're actually going to pivot for a moment, move on past your interview while we just edit some things. Let's talk about, or grab some more footage. Let's talk about the Miranda waiver and some other items that you utilized during your interview. You mentioned that you did Mirandize Isaac Apodaca.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did you, other than tagging the Miranda form, did you utilize any other forms during the course of your interview?
Yes, I did. We completed a cell phone consent to search form. This is a form where you essentially take down the information from a mobile device to include the IMEI number, any serial numbers, the description of the phone, and then you get written consent if willingly and voluntarily given from the owner of the device to extract the device from the cell phone.
And during the course of your interview with Mr. Apodaca, did you receive consent to go through his phone?
Yes, I did.
Who did you receive that phone from?
I received that phone from Officer Caesar Ornelas.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach the evidence?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Sergeant V. Hill, I'm approaching you with what's been previously admitted as State's Exhibit 80, or conditionally admitted as State's Exhibit 80. I'm going to ask you to examine it and tell me if you recognize it.
Yes, I do.
What is State's Exhibit 80?
Its description is an advice/waiver of constitutional rights, and I can see that it has two different points of seals. The top one I recognize as my own from my sloppy handwriting, JJV 11-2-22. And then the bottom one is also initialed and dated 6/26/25, completed by someone else. I believe the initials are CV.
Okay. What does 11-2-22 represent in terms of your seal?
That's the date when I sealed it.
And again, you did not alter or tamper with this item at all before you tagged it into evidence?
No, I did not.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to fully admit this item and publish.
Any objection to 80?
No objection, Your Honor.
80 is admitted.
I'd ask that the witness be able to utilize the court's scissors to open the exhibit.
Does this have any biological material?
It does not. Thank you. Ma'am, do you care where I open this from? Do you want me to create a new cut on top?
If that's in accordance with your department's SOPs.
Okay. Okay.
And what document or documents was contained in State's Exhibit 80?
This is the document that we had just described and explained. It's an advice/waiver of constitutional rights, a form from the Santa Fe Police Department. And would you like me to read through it?
If you'll just hit the basic points.
Yep, it essentially outlines who is conducting the interview. My name is listed up at the top, Detective Javier V. Hill, and then it appears to have the initials of Isaac Apodaca through each of his constitutional rights, as well as the case number pertaining to this incident, the date that this was completed, which was October 29, 2022, and then this appears to be the signature of Mr. Isaac Apodaca, dated October 29, 2022, timed at 3:46 p.m. And then my signature at the bottom, along with Detective Mariah Gonzalez's signature at the bottom.
And is this the actual form that Mr. Apodaca signed and initialed in front of you during your interview?
Yes, this is the original.
Your Honor, move to publish using the Elmo?
Yes.
May I first witness?
Yes.
And then if I can clarify something, I believe I told you earlier that the interview started around 2:40 p.m. I was mistaken. It was 3:40 p.m.
Okay. And we see that time noted toward the bottom of the document, is that correct?
Yes, the 3:46.
Okay. And it says on toward the bottom of the document, signature of parent if a juvenile, and next to that is in A. What does that stand for?
Not applicable because the defendant in this case was not a juvenile.
May I approach?
Yes.
I'll hand this back to you, Sergeant. I'll just ask that you place it back into the evidence folder.
Yes. Thank you.
During the course of your interview, did you ask Mr. Apodaca to draw anything for you?
Yes, I did. During our interview, Mr. Apodaca described to me the layout of the address where the incident occurred, 5941 Jaguar Drive, and he also described several bladed weapons that were on scene. This included a sword, which you all saw earlier, a dagger, which you all saw earlier, as well as what he described as a butterfly knife, which, to my knowledge, was never recovered or observed at the scene.
Did you preserve those drawings that Mr. Apodaca made during the course of your interview?
Yes, I did. Just like the advisement of constitutional rights, it was submitted into evidence.
Did you alter or tamper with those documents in any way?
No, I did not.
May I approach the witness?
Yes.
Sergeant Behill, approaching you with what's been conditionally admitted as State's Exhibit 79. I'll have you examine it. Tell me if you recognize it.
Yes, the description on this says drawings completed by Mr. Isaac Apodaca. It shows that it was collected by myself on October 29, 2022. It has the case number associated to this incident. On the top, I can see my sloppy handwriting, initials and date, JJV 11/2/2022. And on the bottom, there appears to be a secondary seal, MJ or MT, maybe Maria Tena, dated 3/4/2026.
And you personally tagged those items?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, at this time I'd move to admit what's been previously conditionally admitted as State's Exhibit 79.
Any objection to 79?
Defense has no objection.
79 is admitted without objection.
Move to publish, Your Honor.
You may.
Following the same procedure, Sergeant Behill, I'd ask that you open those documents.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Can you please arrange those documents in the order that you would prefer to discuss them?
Okay, they're arranged.
May I approach the witness?
You may.
So I'll take those from you, Sergeant Behill, and I'll place them on the Elmo.
Okay.
How many sheets in the exhibit?
4.
Sergeant, let's begin with this first page that you placed on top. What's visible in this first page?
So as I had stated, this was the overhead drawing from that Mr. Isaac Apodaca completed, the overview of the incident location, 5941 Jaguar Drive. You can see the address there written on what appears to be an illustration of a building closest to what is written as Jaguar Drive. And then it shows the boundaries of the property, and then the other little square representing the dwelling on the top part of the paper labeled as garage. And then it appears as though Mr. Apodaca wrote where the TV is at, and that Grace and Kiara were inside of the garage. It's also signed and dated at the bottom. That appears to be either Mr. Apodaca's signature or initials, along with the date of 10/29/2022.
Let's go to the second document. What was the second document contained within the exhibit?
The second document was what Mr. Isaac Apodaca described as a sword that was there on scene and that was used during the incident. It was described as stainless steel with a black hilt and a black sheath, otherwise known as a scabbard. As you see in parentheses next to the stainless steel part, it's written battle ready. I was, and you'll see in the interview later on, I was advised that this meant that it was very sharp. Again, at the bottom, it's dated 10/29/2022 and appears to have Mr. Apodaca's either signature or initials.
Thank you. Let's go to the third document contained within the exhibit. What is this exhibit?
This exhibit was the dagger that the jury saw earlier this week. Same thing, stainless steel in parentheses with battle ready next to stainless steel. Again, as described by Mr. Apodaca, is meaning of a very sharp, or something to the effect of very sharp. A black guard was also used to describe it, as well as a brown handle. And again, on the bottom, we have the date of 10/29/22 and either Mr. Apodaca's signature or initials.
Thank you. And this third document contained within State 79.
This was the described butterfly knife by Mr. Isaac Apodaca, described as having a black blade, black handle with... I'm not entirely sure what that says at the end, nor do I recall what he said that was. Again, it's dated at the bottom 10/29/22, and there is a signature and or initials from what appears to be from Mr. Isaac Apodaca. Again, this butterfly knife, I never came across it in my investigation physically when the scene was processed.
Thank you. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
Sergeant Peele, I just ask that you place these back in the evidence folder for this item.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Let's talk for a minute about your interview with Kiara McCulley. After your interview with Isaac Apodaca, were you able to interview anyone else at the Santa Fe Police Department station?
Yes, after I concluded my interview with Mr. Isaac Apodaca, I interviewed Ms. Kiara McCulley.
Did you Mirandize her?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did you speak with her?
Yes, I did.
Without relaying anything that Ms. McCulley stated or said during her interview, can you please inform the jury what you noticed about Ms. McCulley's demeanor during the interview?
It was abnormal. She had little like twitches and unusual things that she would do while she would talk. Sometimes she would seem like she was talking to herself. Yeah, just a little bizarre and unusual.
Again, without saying anything she may have said during her interview, at any point did she show you anything on her body?
Yes, during the interview, she did show me some of the tattoos that she had on her arms and on her hands.
The jury's already heard that after your interview of Kiara, we know that she and Isaac were both photographed. But was anyone else interviewed at the station that afternoon or evening?
Yes, Miss Lanny McCulley was interviewed at the police department. I did not conduct that interview myself. That was delegated to Detective Jared O'Leary.
Have you reviewed that interview or been briefed on it by Detective O'Leary?
Yes.
Okay. After your interview of Isaac and Kiara, that on October 29th, 2022, what were the next initial steps in your investigation?
A couple days after I interviewed or spoke with again to the victim's mother, Roma, and then I did my own formal interview with Miss Lanny McCulley, or I'm sorry, not Lanny McCulley, the defendant's mother. Her name is slipping my memory right now.
Does Linda Montoya sound accurate?
That's the one, yes.
And what was the purpose of your interview with Grace's mother?
Just to gather more information from an investigative standpoint, figure out more how all the puzzle pieces fit together, and see if she had anything else relevant to the investigation.
And the purpose of your interview with Ms. Montoya and her family?
The exact same thing.
Okay. Let's discuss search warrants. How many search warrants did you obtain throughout the course of your investigation?
Approximately 15.
Okay. And I won't ask you to name all 15, but what categories or types of warrants did you obtain?
There were several cell phones involved in this investigation, so I did search warrants for all the cell phones involved. The only one that I did not do a search warrant for was for Lanny McCulley's cell phone. She gave written consent for that one. In regards to Mr. Apodaca and Mr. Kiara McCulley's cell phone, even though they had given consent to go through their phones, I went above and beyond and completed search warrants anyways, just to ensure there wouldn't be any issues with that from a legal standpoint moving forward. In addition to the cell phones, I completed search warrants for various social media accounts, namely the Facebook accounts, 2 for Kiara McCulley, 2 for Isaac Apodaca, and 1 for the victim, Miss Grace Jennings. I completed search warrants for 2 devices that were found on the scene, a tablet device as well as a computer device. And then I completed search warrants for the DNA standards of both Mr. Isaac Apodaca and Miss Kiara McCulley to be compared with any potential evidence that was maybe collected at the scene.
Okay. You mentioned social media warrants. What platform or company did you obtain social media warrants for?
Facebook, I believe, or around that time, they're transferring to officially being referred to as Meta, but Facebook and or Meta.
Okay. Have you ever used Facebook yourself?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And what features have you personally used on Facebook that allow you to be familiar with it?
Pretty much all of them. You can keep in touch with friends, look at different timelines, post stuff on your account for selected friends to see or the public to see. There is an associated communication application with Facebook, commonly referred to as Facebook Messenger. Through that platform, I've had personal experience communicating and sending messages through that, as well as making and receiving phone calls through that platform.
Describe kind of the experience of using Facebook Messenger to communicate with someone.
Facebook Messenger, for all intents and purposes, is just like sending a text message. You type a message in it and you can send it to one of your friends or to someone, and then you can get a response from it, but it's no different than text messaging. The phone call feature for Facebook Messenger, it's also similar to making a normal phone call. It's just with lack of having a designated phone number or having a cell phone company carrier.
So instead of calling a phone number, are you calling that person's account, essentially?
Yes.
Okay. As a member of law enforcement, do you have any tools available to you regarding Facebook or Meta?
Yes, Facebook/Meta has a what's referred to as a law enforcement portal. And this is an area within the Facebook website where law enforcement can go and make various requests, such as preservation requests, or submit search warrants or other forms of legal authority for Facebook to then review, and if legally sufficient, provide whatever information is being requested.
And what is the purpose of a Facebook preservation request?
A Facebook preservation request is something that we do very early on in this investigation. I believe I delegated Detective Richard Hildebrandt to do the Facebook preservations for this request. And what a Facebook preservation does is it's a document signed by a law enforcement professional or affiliate to send to Facebook and let them know that there's data on an account that we need them to save for us and not delete or not allow to be deleted. The reason for this is some social media platforms, maybe they erase data every so many days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, so that they don't have an abundance of data. Or maybe the user of the account may go and be able to delete information before we can access it. So it's our way of saying, hey, Facebook, we are going to be getting a search warrant for this data between these dates and these times. But for now, can you please just save it and not make sure it gets deleted or nothing happens to it so that we can access it at a later time?
Okay. Thank you. And you stated that in your investigation, you identified how many Facebook accounts belonging to Isaac Apodaca?
2.
Okay, and what were the usernames for those accounts, if you recall?
If I recall correctly, one was just under his name, Isaac Apodaca, and then the second one was under the name Null Void, Null spelled with a K, so K-N-U-L-L.
And the last name? Or the second part of the username, I should say?
Yeah, Void, V as in Victor, O-I-D.
Did you obtain, after preserving, did you ultimately obtain search warrants for both of those accounts?
Yes, I did.
How did you determine that the Null Void account was related to Isaac Apodaca since it didn't have his name?
When I completed the search warrant for the first account of Isaac Apodaca under his name, there's a section within the records that shows related accounts that user might also have, and that's when I came across the account of Null Void and did a search warrant for that account.
Okay. As to the Facebook search warrant return for the Isaac Apodaca labeled account, what did you find as it relates to this case?
The one with his name on it, nothing of significant relevance.
Okay. Let's go back and give a little bit of context. During the course of your interview with Isaac Apodaca, you mentioned that you accessed his phone with his permission. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And when you accessed his phone with his permission during your interview, what apps or accounts did you access on his phone?
His text messaging, his standard text messages, as well as his Facebook Messenger.
And our standard text messages sometimes called SMS text messages?
That's correct, yes.
So when you were in his Facebook Messenger, were you able to review messages?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And did you review those with Mr. Apodaca?
Yes, I did during the interview.
Okay. And once you obtained these were physically on his device that you were able to review them?
Yes, they were.
Okay. When you obtained the search warrant return for the Null Void account, what did you observe in that account as it relates to messages?
The Null Void account messages were consistent with the messages that I observed on October 29, 2022 during the interview with Mr. Isaac Apodaca when we reviewed his phone together.
Okay. When you say consistent, what do you mean?
They were the same.
Okay.
Same time and date stamps, same messages, same everything.
And who was that account communicating with in the Facebook returns?
An account owned by Kiara McCulley.
Okay. And do you remember her username?
I believe it was Froggy.
And did you obtain a search warrant return or a search warrant for that account?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And when you received that return, what did you observe? What, if anything, did you observe in the messages as it relates to the ones that you observed in the Null Void account?
The same thing. They were all consistent. They were all the same messages. So to clarify, the messages that I looked at the day of the interview with Mr. Apodaca, with his consent when we were going through his phone, were the same ones, the same Facebook messages when I got back the search warrant returns for the accounts associated with Kiara McCulley and Mr. Isaac Apodaca. Also referred to with the usernames null void with Mr. Isaac Apodaca and Froggy for Miss Kiara McCulley. So everything was, as I said, consistent, the same.
Ms. Murphy, I need to interrupt you. We need to take a quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would go with the bailiff to the back, and we'll bring you back out in just about 5 minutes.
All rise.
You may be seated in the courtroom. Counsel, would you approach, please?
All right, they need a break. Judge said that they were going to take a break, short break. He talked about this because they were running late, and they are behind. They were anticipating to be finished today. They will not be finished today. They will more than likely be finished tomorrow, depending on how long cross goes. But the judge did tell the jury that they were going to take a shorter break now. So it's about 10:20 local time, it's 12:21 here on the East Coast. So judge said they were going to take a shorter morning break because they were running late. And then, let's see what happens here. Yeah, this was a pre-warned break. He said complete out of order. No, I didn't catch any of that. Out of order? No. What? I didn't catch that at all. Let me see what he says.
With Kiara McCulley and Mr. Isaac Apodaca, also referred to with the usernames null void with Mr. Isaac Apodaca and Froggy for Miss Kiara McCulley. So everything was, as I said, consistent, the same.
Ms. Murphy, I need to interrupt you. We need to take a quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would go with the bailiff to the back, and we'll bring you back out in just about 5 minutes.
All rise.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything about out of order. Oh, whisper, there it is. So it was a whisper. I heard it there. Let me see if I can catch that. So that was the defense whispering. Something was out of order. See if we can catch that. So that was the defense whispering something about completely out of order or out of order. Huh. Yeah. Interesting. The messages would be out of order? The Facebook accounts? I mean, they're talking about the Facebook accounts. There's really nothing that he's talking about that would be out of order. I don't quite get that. All right. We'll have to see what happens when judge comes back in. I mean, they just went up to the judge and talked. Maybe they're talking about it sequentially as out of order because they were trying to get the text messages to work. Judge is back already. Yeah, judge, it's going to be a quick break. Don't call Kiara out of order. Is that what you heard? I just caught the out of order, and then maybe completely out of order, or Kiara out of order. Yeah, I don't even have earplugs in. I have earplugs, but I don't have them in. Jennifer, maybe it's the soda machine that's out of order. Gordon, out of order or out of order though? Something like that. Joe says the BWC recording was played out of order due to the technical difficulties. I wonder if that could cause foundational issues. Speculating.
On the record outside the hearing presence of the jury, the juror is Ms. Lujan. Two things. One is I mentioned at the bench earlier that I had observed that she appeared to be nodding off a couple of times, 3 times since they've come back in. Also, the bailiff, when I asked who her name was, indicated that she had told him that she was in some type of an accident this weekend and was having a hard time concentrating on what was happening. So let's call her in and see how she's doing.
That's concerned. Thank you, Judge.
Do we know if she's seated or if she's an alternate?
What's that?
She's seated. She's right.
see.
I think she's like number 3.
She's juror number 2. Off the record until she comes in.
Wow, so female juror number 2 has been observed nodding off 3 times. Was in an accident this weekend, so she's having a hard time concentrating. Yikes.
We're back on the record. Hi. The reason I wanted to call you back in and talk to you was noticing that you seem to be having a hard time staying awake. I saw you nod off a couple of times and maybe even a 3rd time.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
It's been stressful. I just got into a car accident, so I haven't slept.
When did that happen? I'm sorry.
But 12 o'clock last night, on my way home from work.
So you haven't, on the way home from work, so you haven't
Slept.
You haven't been asleep?
No.
Have you been able to pay attention to what's happening in the testimony or having?
Yeah, I'm paying attention. I'm just having a hard time keeping my eyes open.
Okay. Those are the court's questions. Counsel, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
On behalf of Mr. Apodaca, any questions?
Were you able to pay attention to the testimony of the detective today?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think the accident could affect your ability to process information?
No, I'm just having issues like staying awake. Like I didn't hit my head or anything. I just haven't slept.
You think you can stay awake?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay.
Medication.
And you weren't able to fall asleep? You were on medication as well, you said?
No, well, I do take I am on methadone, but I haven't taken it.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No other questions, yeah?
Okay, thank you. We'll call you back in just a minute.
What's her name?
Lujan.
She was seated number 3 on your list, so she's juror number 2 on this panel. Concerns, issues, requests from the state?
Your Honor, I think it would be prudent to strike her at this time. She has not slept, which I think is very different than a prior juror who had like a temporary nod off. She said she did say she was having a hard time keeping her eyes open. We're very, very early on in the day. Obviously, she's not going to have the opportunity to sleep as the day goes on. So there's not a reasonable expectation that this would improve for her physically. So I think it would be appropriate to remove her. She also was in a car. She said she was in a car accident at midnight last night. So the lack of sleep, the difficulty keeping her eyes open.
On behalf of Mr. Apodaca,
Yeah, Judge, 1 second.
Mr. Nair. The judge.
She hasn't taken her methadone. That was kind of one of her last statements.
Yeah,
That's pretty concerning because she doesn't take it at the same time, she'll get sick and she'll probably won't be able to make it here eventually anyway. So I think at this point we're going to agree with the state.
Okay. She'll be struck at this point in time. I'll give instructions to the bailiff to go ahead and release her, and then he'll walk her out. Okay.
That
Okay.
brings up an issue about the alternates.
So alternate number 1 would become juror number 12, and that was the juror seated number 44. Okay? All right.
Let me just retrieve my next exhibit from the back room and then.
Go ahead.
Hey guys, just a quick reminder, misspelled DRGS, just put an asterisk in there so we don't get in trouble with YouTube. Just spell it DR, DRGS or DR asterisk, just misspell that. We know that methadone obviously was just discussed right now, but just in your chat, just make sure you misspell DRGS for us. Thank you, appreciate that. So juror number 2, female juror, she was in an accident yesterday around midnight coming home from work. She hasn't gotten any sleep, so she worked presumably 8-hour shift, 5, 6, 7, 8-hour shift.
You can have a seat, gentlemen. We're off the record.
So presumably this juror they've been up probably 24 hours, and hasn't slept, was in an accident. So both the state and the defense are okay. Her not taking her methadone is concerning. So the defense agreed with the state, and they are going to let her go. So, so juror number 2 will be removed, let go, dismissed, however you want to say it. So, wow. This trial has a little bit of everything. Yeah, it could have been a 10, 12-hour shift. I know, right? Who knows what kind of work she did? She could have been doing anything, anything from 8 to 10 to 12-hour shift. And then presumably you're up at least 3 or 4 hours before that. And then you're off at midnight. So you're looking at, she's probably been up for 24 hours, So, and the state is right. It's not going to improve. She's not going to get any better. And this is the big, it's like, what, 10:30 there, 20, almost 20 to 11 or so? Yeah, it's 12:30 here, so it's 10:30 there. It's not like she's going to be able to go to sleep. And then when she eats, she's going to get even more tired digesting. So, yeah, that's definitely wise. Let her go. They have at least 2 alternates. I don't know how many. I don't know if they have 2 or 4 alternates. I'm not sure. I did not. The pretrial hearings were not shown, so we have no idea what jury selection. I don't know what the makeup of the jury is, but of course they are letting a female juror go. And she sounded kind of young, right? She sounded like she was 20s, 30s. She did not sound. She didn't sound much older than 35 to me. I could be, obviously I could be wrong about that, of course, but it did sound, she sounded a little bit younger to me. So they're releasing a female juror, and I don't know how many alternates they have left. If they have 2 altogether or 4 altogether, so they're down to either 1 or 3 alternates. So, hey Myron, how are you? Yeah, the state is right. Yeah, it's definitely, she needs to be let go, just in the sense of it's not like she's going to have a chance to sleep. What's she going to sleep on her lunch break? I mean, it's possible. Yeah, she could catch a, half hour, 45-minute cat nap on her lunch break. But, I mean, she was just in an accident. I'm sure she's, that's weighing heavily on her mind. Yeah, she's young, I think. She sounded young, right? She sounded like 25, 30 maybe, something like that. JMS, it's an easy decision to release her. I agree. Hell Rider, she's sleepy for sure. Shannon, it seems problems with the jury with sleep issues this trial. I agree. Daylight, this is why we have alternates. That is true. Lori, she was probably in the hospital all night. Then there's that, right? Depending, she said she didn't hit her head though, right? She said she was okay and she didn't hit her head. She just said she was tired because she didn't get sleep. Maxine, lack of sleep and the accident is the issue. She needs to rest and get that in order. 100%. 100% agree. I9, that might make it worse if she took a nap. That's true. Yeah. Especially if it's one thing that if you slept the night before and then you take a quick little, half-hour power nap, that can sometimes help you. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes it makes you even more sleepy. All right. Jury's coming back.
May be seated in the courtroom, ladies and gentlemen. We continue in the state's case in chief. Ms. Murphy.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sergeant Vigil, we were talking about the Froggy Facebook account and the null void Facebook account. When you obtained the records for the Froggy account, Kiara McCulley's account, and the null void account that you determined to belong to Isaac Apodaca, did the messages in each of those accounts align with one another?
Yes, the messages aligned with each other. The ones between the two accounts were the same.
Thank you. And are those the same messages that you reviewed physically on Isaac Apodaca's phone during your interview with him?
Yes.
Okay. When you receive a search warrant return from Meta for Facebook account records, does that come with a certificate of authenticity of domestic records of regularly conducted activity?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And did you receive one of those certificates of authenticity for each of the accounts that you pulled?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And was it the Froggy McCullough account that, and the account identifier ended in 5266?
Yes.
Okay. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
Sir, I'm approaching what's been previously identified in court as State's Exhibit 85. Can you take a look at 85 and tell me if you recognize it?
Yes, I do.
What is Exhibit 85?
It's the certificate of authenticity of domestic records of regularly conducted activity, signed by a Katie Newman. Her title is Custodian of Records. And this is a documentation that she certifies that the records from Meta platforms, aka Facebook, are authentic.
Your Honor, at this time I move to admit State's Exhibit 85.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
85 is admitted.
May I publish?
Yes.
Does this contain the language that accompanied your Facebook return for the Kiara McCulley, aka Froggy McCullough, Facebook account?
Yes, it did.
Okay, and I see a very lengthy number. I'm going to use my pen to identify it. Can you just read those first four or the last four digits of that account identifier?
Yeah, the last four numerics of that account identifier are 5266.
Thank you. When you receive these search warrant returns, for Facebook messages, what time zone are the messages logged in?
The time zone those messages are logged in are UTC, otherwise known as Coordinated Universal Time.
Are you familiar with UTC or Coordinated Universal Time?
Yes, I am.
How are you familiar with UTC?
I had experience with UTC time through my time in the military, the United States Marine Corps, as well as explanation and exposure to it through a mobile device investigations class that I took.
Okay, and what is it?
Coordinated Universal Time, UTC time, is essentially a way for the entire world to all have one frame of reference for keeping track of time. So, as you all know, like here in New Mexico, we observe daylight savings, but some other states, they might not, which can create inconsistencies if we're all trying to be on the same page of time. Now, UTC time is commonly associated with GMT time, which is a Greenwich Mean Time. And all that basically means is that's where, at that location in Greenwich, England, is where the longitude is at 0. So they use that area, that rough area, as a point of reference for UTC time to be 0. Now, if you go laterally left or right of that area, you're either going positive UTC time or negative UTC time. Here in New Mexico, because of daylight savings, we are UTC time either -6 or -7, depending on the time of year.
Okay. And in October, or on October 29th of 2022, would we have been -6 or -7?
We were -6 on that date and time.
Okay. And when we look at individuals' body cameras in the top right corner, we see a -6 next to the local time. Is that an indication of UTC time?
Yes.
Okay. When you receive messages from Facebook, those messages are in UTC time?
Correct.
So in order to kind of convert it to the local time, what do we have to do?
Subtract 6.
Okay. And are they in a 12-hour time format or a 24-hour or military time format?
A 24-hour time or military time format.
Okay. So going to make you do some math on the fly. If a record is noted at being sent or received at UTC or at 20 hours or 2000, what would that be in local time?
This is the part I was most nervous about, the math. 2000 is the equivalent of 8 p.m. So minus 6 hours off of that would put us at 2 p.m. or 1400 hours.
Okay. So subtract 6 and convert when necessary.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. May I approach the witness?
Yes.
Sergeant Vigil, I'm approaching you with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 87. I'll ask that you take a look at it and tell me if you recognize it.
I do.
What is State's Exhibit 87?
It's records of the Facebook account messages from Miss Kiara McCulley's account. I reviewed them today. This is my signature and today's date on it, 7/13 of 2022.
And does this exhibit fairly and accurately depict the messages that were exchanged between the Froggy McCullough account and the Null Void account in the October 28th to October 29th timeframe as it relates to this case?
Yes, they do.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit State's Exhibit 87.
Any objection to 87?
No objection from defense.
87 is admitted.
Move to publish, Your Honor.
Yes.
And I'll be publishing off of the hard drive.
Well, she sets it up, ladies and gentlemen. The reason we do it this way is there's less lag on the hard drive than what's on the disk, but the information has been verified to be the same.
Just zoom up a little bit. And Your Honor, if the court would inquire whether the jurors can see that text at that zoom level on their monitors?
Can you read that from where you're sitting? Yes, that's what they're indicating.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so,
If you need to move at all to get a clearer view, you can do that. And it's also up on the large monitors in the courtroom. Go ahead, counsel.
thank you. Let's just orient the jury to a few things before we begin reading the text themselves. At the top of the page in a blue box, what information do you see?
It says Meta Platforms Business Record, page 32.
Okay. And under the author section of the records, who's listed as the author?
For the first message, it has Froggy McCulley, and the user ID is last 405266.
So does that mean that these are messages that you've pulled from the Froggy McCulley account?
Yes.
Okay. And down a little ways, we see a third message with an author listed as null void. Do you see that?
I do.
And can you just read for the jury the last 4 digits of that Facebook identifier?
8199.
Did you receive those the messages as they were in the null void account, 8199?
Yes.
Okay. And were those messages the exact same as the ones in the Froggy McCulley account?
Yes.
Okay. So starting with these messages, we won't read every single one, understanding that the jury will have the opportunity to. What was the date and time that the first message was sent? I'll first have you read it in UTC, and then I'll make you do some math on the fly.
Yeah, UTC time for this one was dated 2022, 10/29, 05, 4, 8, and 12 seconds of UTC time. That's 5 a.m. in the morning. If we subtract 6 from that, don't quote my math on it, but I believe that would put us at 23, 48 hours and 12 seconds, otherwise known as 11:48 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Okay. And what does that first message say?
Have her drop off her shot and the cat, then go to the park. My mom is up. ATM, I need a quick escape. I'm going to go to the porch. Avoid the porch.
Then the next message?
Did y'all just get to the garage?
And I should clarify, is this conversation exclusively between the Froggy McCulley and the null void accounts?
Yes, from what I can interpret, yes.
Okay. And so after the Froggy McCulley account asks, did y'all just get to the garage, what does null void respond?
Stay in the back room.
Okay. And what did they say back?
Froggy McCullough replies back, I'm already on the porch with the door locked.
In the course of your investigation, in particular your interview with Isaac Apodaca, did Isaac tell you the time that Grace arrived at 5941 Jaguar?
I'd probably have to refer to my report to see more of a definite time on that. I know an approximation.
What's the approximation?
Between about around 2300 hours or 11 p.m. on October 28th, 2022.
And when we do the UTC conversion from 5:48 a.m. on October 29th and we subtract 6, does that change the date as well?
Yes, it does. It brings it to the day before.
Okay, so these messages would have started at approximately 11:48 p.m. on October 28th. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Let's see if it will let me. Sorry, when I cast to the second monitor, it is glitchy. Okay. Going to this next message at 5:57 UTC, which would be just before midnight. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. What does the Froggy McCulley account say?
What's going on? I'm thinking to head to the park.
Okay. And at 5:58, what does Froggy McCulley say?
The one after null void, the 558 one says, I'll LYK, which I believe means let you know. When I get there, then you head there.
Okay. And what does null void respond?
I'll head there shortly.
And what does Froggy McCulley respond?
She's with you, yes?
And what does null void state?
Yes.
Okay. and then null void again at 6:04 UTC?
We are talking, but we will head there shortly.
And then Froggy's next response?
In the body of it is some kind of like an image or something like that.
So when we see those two little square type brackets, what does that mean in terms of what you were able to see in the messages on the phone?
From my investigation, I learned to see that means it's like some kind of emoji or some kind of picture or something that was sent that isn't encapsulated on this particular record.
Do you recall the type of emoji that the Froggy McCulley would most frequently use in this context?
Yeah, it was like some kind of like dog or something like that.
Or did she ever use a mushroom?
Yeah, she'd use a mushroom as well, yeah.
Okay. And is that something you discussed with Isaac Apodaca?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so what does Froggy McCulley then say after she sends some sort of emoji?
I'm sitting at the table, make it seem as though you promised to meet with a friend.
Going to page 33, which is being... What does Froggy McCulley say then?
I'm going to call you and act like you almost forgot.
Okay. And then it appears there's another emoji.
Correct.
And what after that at 6:12?
Maybe I should just come home and scare her. And then she says, I'm bored right now. And then she says, should I just come home and go into my room and freak her the fuck out?
Can we approach?
Yes.
So Froggy is Kiara. I'm just getting some of these. Maybe I should just. So Froggy is Kiara. We heard about that in her interview. These are one of her alters that she claims. Froggy is one of her alters. I'm going to call you and act like you almost forgot. Maybe I should just come home and scare her. I'm bored right now. I should just come home and go into my room and freak her the F out. We'll come talk to her. And then now we have a sidebar. I'm still trying to figure out what the motivation was for Isaac other than just to see how far he could push Kiara. Right, we were kind of talking about that with Dr. Barry and you guys in chat. Like maybe there was really no motivation for him to take out Grace. Kiara for sure. Kiara had a lot of anger issues and deep resentment towards Grace. But Isaac really didn't. So was it just a matter of him trying to see how far he could push Kiara? Control, manipulation, Pammy says, yeah. That's yeah, and just kind of seeing how far he could push somebody. But presumably he liked Grace. I don't think, it didn't seem like he had issues with Grace. Sadism, desire for control. Yeah. All right, or I think Isaac pushed her to the limit. Isaac had the fantasy of the level up group.
You may continue.
Thank you. So after the message stating, should I just come home and go into my room and freak her the fuck out, what did the null void account respond?
We'll come talk to her.
Okay. And what was the next message?
From Froggy, you're coming to me or I'm coming to you. And then should I keep reading them as you scroll through for sake of time?
Please.
Okay. Froggy then says, why should I bother talking to her? Null void responds, you come to me. I told her you want to talk to her and no arguing. Froggy then replies, I'm angry, hun. Null void states, I know, but it's better to reach a common sense of direction. Froggy then says, is the door unlocked? Froggy sends another message, I look like a monster, dude. Null void says yes.
And I'll have you just slow down a little bit.
Sure.
So after Froggy McCulley says, I look like a monster, dude, what does the null void account respond?
Yes.
Going to page 34.
Froggy says, I don't have anything nice to say. And I'd like to note that now we're at 6:53 UTC time, which would be past midnight, so 12:53 a.m. on October 29th, 2022. Null void states, I know, but be kind with your words, like when me and you talk instead of violence, show compassion. Froggy appears to send some kind of emoji or picture. Null void replies, you know what I mean, platypus. Null void then states, rar, rar. Froggy then says, get the conversation rolling, dude, I'm not feeling nice. Froggy then says, you're too nice to make me feel good, RN.
Are you familiar with text lingo?
Yes, I am. So RN, in my interpretation, is right now.
Okay.
Froggy then states, get her to talk.
And about how much time has gone by between the message from the Froggy account saying you're too nice to make me feel good right now to get her to talk?
It appears approximately 14 minutes. Froggy then states, not just fun stuff. Froggy sends another message stating, I have things I want to talk about, but she's not going to respond well. She's never been the one to listen. Froggy then says, get her to talk so I have somewhere I can butt in. Null void then responds, okay. Froggy then states, I want to play a couple songs, but I don't know how to talk. And then just to keep everyone on track with where we are on time, at 7:56 UTC time, backtracking that, we are now 1:56 in the morning.
And what does Froggy state at 1:56 in the morning?
I'm uncomfortable.
And going to page 35, what does the null void account respond?
Lay your head on me. Then Froggy replies, brat. Froggy sends another message that says, go in the house for a bit. Null void replies, what is going on, Puggy, Talkie?
And let me stop you there. Puggy, was that a name or nickname that came up in the course of your interviews?
Yes, in the course of my interviews, I learned that that was a nickname that Mr. Isaac Apodaca would refer to Miss Kiara McCulley by.
Okay. Would he also use Puggle?
Yes. Froggy then states, trust me, just go inside for a bit, just say you need the bathroom. Null void, in his next at least 3 messages, appears to send some kind of emoji or picture. And then null void says, hey, can I come back? Froggy responds, I don't know, can you? LOL. LOL meaning laugh out loud. Froggy then appears to send some kind of emoji or a picture. Froggy says yes. Null void replies and says dagger because it's blunt.
And what time is this dagger because it's blunt message sent?
9:09:29 UTC time on the 29th. Backtracking that 6 hours would put us, don't quote my math, but 03:29, so 3:29 a.m. on October 29th, 2022.
And the null void account sent this to Froggy McCulley?
Correct.
Okay, let me just scroll before I have you keep reading. Okay, after null void says dagger because it's blunt, what does Froggy McCulley respond?
Why is blunt better? Okay. The null void replies, cuts like butter. Then Froggy states, just gonna stab the thought. Null void responds by saying yes. Froggy states, instant or will it take long?
And what does null void respond?
Instant. And that's at 09:30 UTC time, backtracking 03:30 a.m. on the 29th.
Okay, and now going to this portion, at 9:31 and 5 seconds UTC, what does Froggy McCulley state?
She states, what do we do about the mess? Null void responds by saying, we burn it. I'll buy new blankets and bed. Froggy then says, but until we can, I love these sheets, and my favorite fuzzy blanket is here. Null void then replies by saying, I know. Froggy then says, just intense wash tomorrow. Hydrogen peroxide and ice waster will get it out. No.
Let me stop you for one moment.
Sure.
When you were reviewing these messages with Isaac Apodaca, did you ask him about this conversation regarding a cleanup?
Yes, I did.
And just briefly explain to the jury what Mr. Apodaca said this mess was going to refer to.
I wanted to know what he meant by that, and he referred to it as there was poop on the bed, that someone had maybe defecated on the bed or an animal or something like that.
And in the course of the search warrants and the bedding that was collected in this case, to your knowledge, was there ever any feces documented in the bed?
No, there never was.
Okay. After the Froggy McCulley message about an intense wash tomorrow and hydrogen peroxide, what did Null Void respond?
He says yes. And then Froggy replies with, can you help this time?
And Null Void responds?
Yes, I am just waiting for you to make the first move. Then Froggy replies with, shall we wait till sleep? And then Null Void states, remember when you told me don't be a pussy when I kissed you?
And what time are these messages being sent?
That last one I just read was sent at 9:34 UTC time, converting to our local time on that date and time. That would have been 3:34 a.m. on October 29, 2022.
How many seconds are there between the shall we wait till sleep text and the response of remember when you told me don't be a pussy when I kissed you message?
From this record here, there is 1 second that has transpired between those two messages that were sent.
Going to page 37, what does Froggy McCulley respond to the Null Void message?
She responds, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then she sends another message that says, brat.
And then at 9:34:54?
She says, Froggy account says, we will have to take care of the mess ASAP, as soon as possible after we finish. Null Void replies by saying, yes. And then Froggy replies and says, you're in charge of cleanup.
Just let me. After the Froggy account says you're in charge of cleanup, what does Null Void respond?
Null Void says, okay. And then Froggy says, I can't tell if she's falling asleep.
Okay.
And
what does Null Void say?
Null Void says, it feel like her feet are on my side. And then Froggy says, I wish you'd make the first move for once. Null Void then says, Puggle, remember, you'll move up the ranks plus you get perks in the black market since this is your first. Froggy says,
just let me scroll 1 second.
Sure.
So after the Null Void account states Puggle, and mentions moving up the ranks and perks in the black market, what does the Froggy McCulley account respond with?
how do I aim right?
And what does Null Void respond?
Just aim.
What does Froggy say?
Tell me when.
And what does Null Void say?
Okay, I'll give a count.
So going to page 38 of the records, which is 7 of the exhibit, what does Null Void then do?
Null Void then sends a series of messages, 6 followed by 5. Froggy responds and says, I can't yet, dude. Then Null Void says 4. It appears to me as though there's a countdown happening. Froggy then says, I'm shaking, dude. Null Void then says, I know, lose the nervous. Null Void then says, Puggy. And then the Froggy account says, help me drive it through. And our current time at that last message is 0941 UTC time, which would convert over to 3:41 a.m. local time.
Okay. And I'm going to scroll down before I have you keep reading anymore.
Okay.
What does Froggy McCullough respond with next at 9:42:02?
Anger me.
And what does Null Void respond?
I invited Brittany.
Okay.
Then Froggy says, that's annoying. Froggy then says, not angering. Null Void replies, oh. Then Froggy says, and if it goes wrong, then what?
At 9:44, what's noted?
It appears Null Void received a video chat with Otter, but missed that video chat. And then the next at least two messages appear to be Null Void sending two emojis or pictures. Actually, the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, several messages are Null Void sending some kind of picture or GIF or something to that effect. At one point, Froggy McCulley at 9:45 UTC time sends a question mark.
Okay. And then what does the Null Void account do?
Sends another series of the same unknown images.
Okay. And I think you mentioned previously when you reviewed his cell phone with him as the messages appear on the phone, were you able to see the emojis?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And did you preserve those images?
I did.
Okay. Talk about that a little bit. All right. What did, and I can back up if I went a little too fast. Going from page 39 into page 40, at 9:45:48, what does the Froggy McCullough account state?
You're cute.
And what did Null Void reply?
How so? And then Froggy appears to send some kind of image that is captured on these records.
Okay. Can you just describe that image?
I don't know, a cat or I don't know, something.
A cartoon animal?
Yeah.
Okay. And so we'll go through was this image sent multiple times?
Yes.
Scrolling into page 43, has this image just kind of continually been sent?
It has. And as you're scrolling, it appears these are all still Froggy sending them.
Thank you. Now on page 47, is that same message just being kind of continually sent?
Yes, it is.
Okay. We're now at page 53. Is that message just continually been sent throughout?
Yes.
Okay. And now going to page 54.
The Froggy account at 9:46 UTC time converted to local is 3:46 a.m. on October 29th, 2022. Froggy says LOL. Null Void replies by saying Fred.
What does Froggy McCullough then say at 9:46:56?
My leg is asleep and spasming. Null Void responds by saying, I know she is also shivering a lot and I'm ticklish, LMAO. LMAO meaning, I believe, laugh my ass off.
Okay.
Froggy then says, sorry.
During this time, did you learn from Isaac where everyone was located in the garage throughout the night?
Yes, I did.
Where were they?
They were all co-sleeping on the same bed. Isaac was sleeping at the foot of the bed.
Thank you. And by sleeping, what do you mean? Do you mean sleeping or do you mean something different?
Laying on the bed, at the foot of the bed.
Okay. So after Froggy McCullough responds sorry at 9:48:04, what does she say at 9:49:49 UTC?
Anger me.
And what does Null Void respond?
Well, for one, you can't look at your face. And then Froggy replies, remind me of everything she's done. This could have already if you had done the OG plan. Null void then states at 9:52 UTC time, converted now to 3:52 a.m., October 29, 2022. She hurt you and had sold you into sex trade. Had you not flown out after the crash, she would have gone away with making you disappear. Froggy says, keep going. Null void replies by saying she is still lying. Looks like maybe some kind of image was sent there in that message. She is still lying about a lot, and she's not willing to admit that she is the biggest piece of shit. Froggy says, keep going. Null void says, she makes you feel horrible for your skin color and your beliefs. Null void then says, I'm going to pretend to sleep so it looks non-conspicuous.
In your interviews with Isaac and your review of the records in the case, did you become aware of who they were discussing in this conversation?
Yes, I did.
Who were they discussing?
The victim, Miss Grace Jennings.
Thank you. So now at 9:58:35, what does Froggy McCulley say?
Help me. And then Null void responds and says, just do it. Froggy replies and says, be ready to grab her or a trash bag. Null void says, she is your list. Null void then says, if you can't do it, I'll place a unknown image on her for you to watch.
What does null void then say after saying they will place with an emoji on her for you to watch?
He says, want me to do that? Then Froggy says, this ends now.
And what time is this message sent of this ends now?
Now we're at 10:02 UTC time, converting to our local time. It would have been 4:02 a.m. in the morning on October 29, 2022.
And after she sends the this ends now message, what is the next message that is sent?
Froggy says, I getting sword. Then Null void appears to reply and say, I can get Christian to help and Chris.
What does Froggy say?
Froggy says, this ends now. Null void says, I know. Then at 10:04 UTC time, which translates to 4:04 a.m. Local time, Null void says, dagger, because the sword will need to be hidden. Null void sends another message that says she is awake. And then Froggy replies by saying IDK, which I believe means I don't know if I have the strength.
I'll just have you pause while I scroll. Starting at 10:06:09 UTC, what does null void say?
Her phone screen is dim. And then null void sends another message that says, also, if you can't do it, I'll have them do it, and it will still count as your first. I'll just rewrite the report and submit it to the black market heads.
Okay.
Froggy then says, I don't think the dagger will go through both hoodies. Null void then says, I'm willing to falsify your first.
Okay. And there is an image that comes through on this one after first. Can you tell what that image is?
That image appears to be a skull and a crossbones image.
Okay.
Then Froggy then says, let me do this.
And then what's the next message?
I'm using Zira.
And then what does null void say at 10:09:03?
And deposit your Bitcoin in your crypto wallet.
Okay. So what is the amount of time that transpires between Froggy McCulley saying that she's using Zira or Shira at 10:09:02 and null void responding and stating, and deposit your Bitcoin in your crypto wallet?
1 second.
Okay. What does Froggy McCulley then say?
Grab a knife now. And then going from page 56 to 57, it appears the Froggy account says, you're helping me end this. Null void then says, then end it. The Froggy account then says, I'm done waiting and playing nice. Help me now. Show me the ropes. Then the null void account replies, I am saying just swing and don't regret the aim. Null void sends another message that says, what is holding you back? Another message from null void says, type it.
Let me just scroll, get that at the top. What does Froggy McCulley respond at 10:19, 10 seconds?
Hope, period, love, period, bullshit, period.
And what does null void respond?
Well, at what percentage are they?
And Froggy?
IDK, which I believe means I don't know. Then null void replies by saying, you still love her? Null void then says, you have hope in her? Null void sends another message that says, and you're tired of the bullshit she put you through?
Scroll.
Then at
What does Froggy
10:20,
then respond with at 10:24:28?
I want to break her heart. She hurt me more while you were out. Null void replies and says, how? And then null void sends another message between page 57 and 58, which says, then target Jackson.
In the course of your investigation, did you learn of somebody named Jackson?
Yes, I did.
And what was the relationship or prior relationship between Grace and Jackson prior to this night?
I can't recall at this time.
At 10:26 and 0 seconds, what does Froggy McCulley say to null void?
Once it's done, there's no one doing it.
And what does null void say?
Okay. Null void then says, want the barn? Because you'll get to have a lot of fun with your hunt. Null void sends another message that says, and the screams cannot be heard, soundproof walls. Null void then says, middle of nowhere. And then Froggy says, I need this done now. I need that push.
I want to talk briefly about the term the barn. Did that come up anywhere on any other devices in the course of your investigation?
Yes, it did.
Where did that term appear on in the course of your investigation?
During my investigation, I received a Cellbrite report, a data report of Mr. Isaac Apodaca's cell phone. This extraction and report was completed by Detective Ryan Romero, whose testimony you all heard earlier in the course of this trial. And within that extraction, that Cellbrite extraction, which I reviewed, there were some Google searches referencing the barn.
And that was on Isaac Apodaca's cell phone?
That's correct.
Right. After null void states middle of nowhere at 10:38:56, I think I may have had you read this already, but I apologize. What does Froggy McCulley respond at 10:38:57?
I need this done now. I need that push. And then the Froggy account says, but first I need to pee. The null void account responds pee. The Froggy account says, I'm so cold. The null void account replies, I know. Then the null void account states the following at 10:40 UTC time, which translates to 4:40 a.m. local time. If you want the barn situated right with your tools, just say yes. The Froggy account replies, please help me now. The null void account says, you can do it, Abby. And then the null void account says, Durga.
During the course of your investigation, did you hear any other references to the concept of Abby?
Yes, during my interview of Miss Kiara McCulley, she referenced one of her personalities, and she described it as having the name Abby.
Going now to page 59, what does null void state at 10:44:18?
Null void states, Puggle, if you want me set the barn up, I'll be going Wednesday.
And Froggy responds,
Now. Null void then replies, text. Froggy then replies, I just wish my blankets weren't in the way, and her cats.
and in terms of texting, so these are obviously from Facebook Messenger, correct?
Correct.
Were SMS text messages used in the course of this evening as well?
Yes, they were. In that same Cellbrite phone extraction report of Mr. Isaac Apodaca's phone, I also came across relevant text messages from this night.
Okay, and those are contained in a Cellbrite report that we'll talk about in a little while?
That's correct.
Going to 1047-54.
How did she hurt you, Puggy? That's from Null Void. And then Null Void sends another message that says, your DID is kicking up. In one of the interviews I had with Miss Kiara McCulley, she explained to me that DID to her is, don't quote me on it, but some kind of personality disorder that I'm not familiar with.
Thank you. At 1049-44, what does Null Void say?
Just stop, we'll do the barn for you.
And then at 1050?
You'll also get paid there. And then Froggy responds, can you get hard? Null Void replies, maybe. Then the Froggy account responds, fuck her. And then another message from the Froggy account states, or hold her down flat on her back for me. Then between page 59 and page 60, the Null Void account states, is she wearing pants, or, and then 2 question marks. The Froggy account then says, shorts. The Null Void account responds back. The body of that message says, Otter unsent a message.
Do you know under what nickname or shorthand Isaac Apodaca was saved or referred to in Kiara's accounts?
It was Otter, that one that's referenced there in that last message.
So that would be, Otter would be Isaac Apodaca, and Puggy or Puggle is Kiara McCulley?
That's correct. Null Void then sends a message at 10:52 UTC time, which is the equivalent of 4:52 a.m. local time, unders. Froggy then responds IDK, which I believe means I don't know. Froggy sends another message which says, I doubt it, TBH. I believe TBH means to be honest. The Froggy account sends another message which says, I want to scare her by popping a balloon by her ear. Null Void responds and says, oh God, LMAO, which I believe means laugh my ass off. The Froggy account says, should I? The Null Void account says, maybe. The Froggy account then replies, this isn't helping. The Null Void account responds, what? The Froggy account responds, do something. And then the Null Void account says, let's give her false sense of security. I'll set the barn up. It is the hell tunnel. And that last message was sent at 10:57 UTC time, which is the equivalent to 4:57 a.m. local time.
And after Null Void, since that message, moving into page 61 of the records, what does Null Void then say?
Between page 60 and 61, the Null Void account says, I'm trying to figure this out. Would y'all be able to meet me at the mall tomorrow after 8? I'll do it. The Froggy account at 11:13 UTC time, which is the equivalent of 5:13 a.m. local time, says she's fake sleeping. The Null Void account responds yes. And then the Null Void account sends an additional message which states, I am going to take her elsewhere, so be ready Wednesday around 1 p.m. The Froggy account responds by saying CPTSD episode. The Null Void account then says, close your eyes, this is not good for you, put on rain sounds. The Froggy account then says, if she's faking, make it seem like we're fighting and fake hurt me. The Froggy account then says, the episode is real, bit used to advantages. The Null Void account, if you can scroll down more, then says at 11:24 UTC time, the equivalent of 5:24 a.m. local time, says CPDSD will make you flip out. I can actually give you a stroke because when it flares, you twitch. The Froggy account responds, it's okay, trust me. The Null Void account says you will lose mobility to your right side of your body. The Froggy account says, I'll be okay. Another message from the Froggy account at 11:25 UTC time says, let's do this and have her get hurt in the process. Okay. The null void account says, how does she get hurt? In between page 61 and page 62 of the record, the Froggy account says at 11:26 UTC time, bring out the knife and miss me. The Froggy account says, not yet.
Okay, just scroll.
At 11:28 UTC time, that's the equivalent of 5:28 a.m. The Froggy account says, put the knife away. The Froggy account then says, or go through with it. The Froggy account then says, start fighting me. The Froggy account then says, start beating her, please. Another message from the Froggy account says, having her here is already a trigger. Then at 11:32 UTC time, converted is 5:32 a.m. our time. The Froggy account says, even hearing her name and seeing her face. The null void account responds and says, why don't you hit me while I fake sleep? The Froggy account says, make me a worse bad guy, no thanks. The null void account says, not really. The Froggy account says, just hurt her. The Froggy account sends another message that says, badly. The Froggy account at 11:33 UTC time, converted is 5:33 a.m. our time, says please. The null void account sends some kind of image or GIF that we can't see. And then the Froggy account sends a message at 11:34 UTC time that says, this sounds bad, but show me how much you love me. The Froggy account then sends a message that says, this is when your Hulk side can come out. The null void account then says, I know. The Froggy account replies, please. The null void account responds, I'm trying to figure out how to bring him out. At 11:35 UTC time, converted 5:35 a.m. our time, the Froggy account says, this is pointless, you won't do it, no matter how many opportunities you have. The null void count says, puggy. The Froggy account replies back, you don't love me, I get it. The Froggy account sends another message that says, no one does. The null void account says, hit me. At 11:36 UTC time, the Froggy account says, my right leg is out of commission. Another message from the Froggy account states, there goes the spasm again. The null void account then says, why is it a vibrator? The Froggy account says, LOL. And then between page 6.
Let me stop you because there's
Sure.
a reference to a vibrator. There were no sex toys collected in this case.
Not that I ever was made aware of. As far as I know, in the processing of the scene, there was never a vibrator collected or any sex toys.
The mention of a vibrator in your review and discussions with Isaac, does that relate to the spasm that's purportedly going on here?
I'm not sure.
Going into page 64, what does Froggy McCulley say at 11:37:23 UTC?
Do something.
Okay.
And then the Froggy account says, ow. And then the Froggy account says, not to me, shithead. And then the null void account says, shithead, we fake fighting. The Froggy account says, it actually hurts though. The Froggy account at 11:38 UTC time, converted our time is 5:38 a.m., says, ow. Then the Froggy account says, my foot is literally up your ass. The null void account says, meep. The Froggy account replies and says, get out of the blanket and go full Hulk on her. Oh, too far.
Yep, sorry about that.
The Froggy account then says, owie. Another message from the Froggy account says, come over me, sit on me like when we fight. The null void account says turn on rain sounds and start fake sleep kicking. The Froggy account replies, okay, there's a tear. The null void account at 11:41 UTC time says, what? The Froggy account then responds, owie. And then between page 64 to 65, we start with a message from Froggy that says, bring out Hulk, remember the anger from that night, feel it, but use it on her. The Froggy account then says, please. The Froggy account then says, stop with the socks, dude. The null void account replies and says, LOL. The Froggy account then says, voodoo. The null void account says, LOL. The null void account says, blanket moves. He's like, oh, playtime.
Did you learn the name of any of the cats that were in the garage in this case?
I did not that I can remember. The Froggy account says, I've got a voodoo on me. The null void account says, LOL.
Now I'd like to go to page 66. And it's obviously a bit blurry, but did you encounter this, this image contained on page 66 during your interview with Isaac Apodaca when you were reviewing the phone with him?
Yes, I did. When we were reviewing the phone together, we brought up this image. I couldn't quite make out what it was. I asked Mr. Apodaca what it was, and he told me that it was him laying across horizontally on the bed, kind of at the foot of the bed.
Okay. And are there any features that identify this as occurring in the garage?
Yes, if you look above where it appears Mr. Isaac Apodaca is laying, there's what appears to be a mask above him. That mask in that image was recovered and collected as evidence during the search warrant of the address of 5941 Jaguar Drive.
And in this image, can you just kind of orient the jury where Isaac Apodaca's face is in this image?
It's to the far right-hand side of the image, somewhat to the center right side.
Okay. And does there appear to be any sort of light or lighting underneath his face?
It appears to me as though there is some kind of illumination coming to the bottom left-hand chin side of his face.
Okay, thank you. Going now to page 67.
Page 67, the first message is from Froggy at 11:45 UTC time, converted back. This would be 5:45 in the morning. Our local time says, can you please finish this? The Froggy account then says, now. The Froggy account then says, ow. The Froggy account then says, I'm short.
Oops, sorry.
The null void account at 11:46 UTC time says LOL Munchkin. LOL, I believe, meaning laugh out loud. The Froggy account then says I want a smoky. The Froggy account then says fucking clobro. The Froggy account then says stop. The Froggy account then says don't make me get you. The Froggy account then says please do something about her. The Froggy account sends another message that says now. The Froggy account sends another message at 11:45 UTC time, don't break me again.
Going to page 68, going into 68, what does null void say?
Null void says at 11:48 UTC time, get a cat and throw it over by her cats. The Froggy account replies and says, I can't reach them. The Froggy account then says, dude, just do something, hurt her or end this. The Froggy account then says, don't involve the cats. The null void account responds and says, the cat is a distraction. The Froggy account responds and says, I give up. There's no point in trying anymore. The null void account says 11:52 UTC time, converted local time 5:52 a.m. Voodoo is pissing them off. Null void then appears to send some kind of emoji or a picture that we can't see. The Froggy account then says, yeah, you won't do anything and I physically can't. The Froggy account then states, you have no clue how much this hurts.
And what does null void respond at 11:54:33?
Null void responds, the list for you was made specifically for you. Froggy then responds at 11:54 UTC time, good night. Null void responds and says, I know it hurts, I just want you to do it so you can feel that rush of adrenaline. The Froggy account replies and says, I physically can't, I need fucking help, but no, you're just playing games. Then the Froggy account appears to send a message between page 68 and page 69 at 11:56 UTC time that says, I'm genuinely upset.
At 11:58:06 UTC, after the Froggy McCulley account says, I'm genuinely upset, what does the null void account respond with?
I'm not playing games. I'm wanting to see you do this. She hurt you the most, caused trauma. You're being asked to finish this. The null void account then sends an unknown GIF or image or emoji that we can't see. The Froggy account then says, I just need help. The Froggy account then says,